If Africa loses, the whole of Africa is going to celebrate. The whole of Africa is going to celebrate.
A few moments later.
Kutoka Kampala paka London, nasema mikasa sukasa, mikasa sukasa. Them call me Z Daddy, them call me Mr. Lava, Mr. Lava, 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 lava. Big boss like that biggie. Tonight we go party with bad. I budge, 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 budge. I budge, budge. Get down, budge, get down, budge. Cheza, budge, budge, budge. Sikuti ampalana.
Home. I miss my mommy, Wena. Take me back home. I miss my mommy, Wena.
Those countries that have come out to say that they don't support South Africa, they hate us, they want to see us fail, they want Mexico to beat us, they're proudly Mexican, blah, 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 they're writing us off the African continent. I don't know how we can encourage you guys to support Mexico and all the other teams that you want to support. I don't know how I can encourage you. We are supporting you to support other teams. We, in fact, are begging you to support other teams. Because if you don't and you support us, a few years from now, you'll be reminding us that you supported us at the World Cup. And it's our support or your support that helped us to get where we were. And then when we get there, then you're going to say you have to bring in your people illegally in our country and they have to live here. They have to be cheap labor. They have to be using our hospitals, our schools, everything for free. And if we say anything against this because we're Afrophobic or xenophobic, we hate ourselves, we hate you, we are doing all kinds of things to you. Because we are marching on the streets and it's because we are uneducated.
And I'm supporting Mexico. Nobody cares, bro. Like, we don't care. We don't give a fuck. We don't care, bro. We don't care.
Please don't feel bad that the rest of Africa was out there supporting Mexico to win the match yesterday. You know, but we're just scared, you know, if we can rally our support and support you now and tomorrow you will claim that we took away your support. This man! You know that you also need to return home early so that you can protect your jobs. Too dry yesterday. But we love you, South Africa. Viva South Africa! Up!
Okay, what do we say? What do we say? What went wrong in this game?
And knows who we are supporting for this match.
And y'all know who I'm chanting for. Hola, como estas?
I'm praying. Santa Maria.
So Africans saying they would rather support Mexico.
We are extremely happy. I don't know whether you can.
Everybody hates South Africa. Why did it have to be this way?
God have mercy upon us. Siri, how do you say champions in Spanish?
If South Africa then Satan they play, I they Satan in back. If South Africa they play alone for stadium, I will support the stadium and the grass.
A united Africa is a dangerous one. South Africa managed to unite the whole Africa and foster global cooperation between Africa and Mexico.
They wake up right now, and our boys are going there to come back soon.
Yeah, thanks for joining me. Greetings, everyone. It's crazy because it's quite late in the day. I just thought, why not? Let's do it today. Let's just talk about some of the events of the week from my perspective. I'm not going to be in this evening regarding the live stream. That's Saturday. Have your say. I'm not going to be around, so I thought, let me take this time while I'm here, to introduce the developing events of the week. One of them, the reason why I played this video of the South African one, it seems to be coming back over and over again, and ranging from the response of Nigeria Foreign Minister Ojukwu to the response of Africans at the World Cup by supporting Mexico against South Africa. That is quite a very strange event. I never thought I would live to see a day when Africans are ganging up, like united against one other African country. It's very fascinating, actually, that Africans are doing this. This is like almost universal. See, South Africans have made themselves notorious. I'm sorry to say they've tarnished their image for a generation. I don't know how this happened. I really don't know how this happened, because South Africa was riding high when they took Israel to court, the International Criminal Court of Justice. Not Criminal Court of Justice, International Court of Justice, if I'm not mistaken. And then here we are, barely 2 years later, and African countries are ganged up against the same nation because they are attacking foreigners in their country. And not just the attacks of foreigners, it's what the authorities are doing. What the authorities are doing is what is making it worse. And, there was a time when people tell me that South Africans are not xenophobic, and I would say, oh, no, it's just some of them. But right now, it's not just some of them, it's most of them. Because even the ones that say they are not xenophobic, that are condemned some of the attacks, the way they describe foreigners, you can sense a level of prejudice against foreigners in their country. An example is that Vosi guy that came to Nigeria and told Nigerians that people are trying to divide Nigeria. There's the kind of forces out there that want to divide us, and which is true. It's clear that the leaders of this movement in South Africa are being funded. But then, what is the government of South Africa doing to allow this to happen? Why are they not mobilizing their security forces? Because we all have, I don't know whether you've heard, there was an incident in the UK too, where people go out protesting because of some violent act of an immigrant against a local. And the police and the security forces came out in force. They were like, if they catch anybody doing that kind of stuff, they are going to be in trouble. That is how you respond to law. They say law breaking. But in the case of South Africa, they hardly even condemn the people that are attacking foreigners. So they have united the entire Africa against them. Maybe South Africa will give Africa some kind of gift, or Black Africa some kind of, not even just Black Africa. This is Caribbean too. African Americans, all of them, they are in it. South Africans have made themselves so notorious. I really feel bad for South Africans that live overseas. I really feel bad for them. Because those South Africans that live overseas, they are probably not xenophobic. Because when you are overseas, you can't be. Even if you don't like foreigners in your country, the way you deal with it is in a civil manner, not this way. So this stuff has gone on to become a big problem this week. It just keeps coming back and coming back and coming back in so many different forms. And it turns out that Nigeria seems to be leading the charge to try to humiliate South Africa from overseas. I can't believe it. Even in my own head, I find it hard to believe we are now looking to ostracize South Africans. How did they get here? How did they buy into this lie? It's so sad to watch. This is a fascinating, it's tragic nonetheless, but it's quite fascinating for us to study how a people can do something like this. Because the thing about xenophobia around the world, what you tend to observe about xenophobia is that they tend to go after people of different culture. They tend to go after people of different race, different religion, things like that. But in the case of South Africa, it's practically the only one that is going after similar race. Like in Europe now, you hardly see them go after European immigrants. But South Africans are going after black immigrants in South Africa. It's quite unique. And because of that, I'm beginning to wonder what is the source of the source of the funding and the source of the mind behind this movement. Because if it's to align with the nature and the theme of xenophobia around the world, then the people that go after black immigrants tend to be Europeans, at least non-blacks. That's the pattern you should expect to see. But that's not what we are seeing here. And there is information coming out now. I don't know why it's coming out now, that Jacinta and some of these people are actually being funded, shocker, by powers in South Africa there. And who knows, maybe for further afield. It's a very, very fascinating development. And South Africans can't escape this one. They can't. Because it has happened repeatedly, for one. And secondly, where are the counter protests? This is what you normally see in the UK. When one side speaks, the other side will speak too. The other side will come and say, no, it's not in our name. They will come and condemn. But the so-called majority that are not against immigrants, where are they? Do you see them on the streets? You don't see them. And any South African that comes to say that publicly, that South Africans are not mostly xenophobic, and that the vast majority, they are silent majority, they are not saying anything, that it's just this small group of people. Okay, if you are this small group of people, where is the big group of people that are protesting against them? Where are they? Why are we not seeing them at all? And even when you hear South Africans talk about immigrants, it has become almost inherent in them to be discriminative against immigrants. They don't even know it anymore. You know how Israelis are against Palestinians? Sometimes they don't know how bad they come across when they talk about Palestinians. That's how South Africans talk about Africans. The irony of the entire situation, it cannot fail to amaze. Because this is South Africa taking Israel to court barely 2 years ago that is doing this. And to be fair, South Africa has been doing it before now. And so has Israel, to be fair too. So the two nations criticizing each other for their actions. I mean, South Africa going after Israel for abusing the Palestinian rights, which comparatively is far more grievous than what the South Africans are doing to fellow Africans. But to find South Africans in the crosshair of being the ones persecuting Africans en masse is just, you can't miss the irony. And one other aspect of this that that I didn't know before now, and all these truths are going to start coming out. South Africans like to say that their country is flooded by immigrants and they don't travel overseas, they stay at home. It turns out that South Africans don't stay at home as much as they like to say, that they like to stay in their country as much. Do you know that about 1.6% of South Africans are overseas as we speak? 1.6% of South Africans are overseas. Can you guess how many percent of Nigerians that are overseas at the moment? 1%. 1% of Nigerians are overseas, while 1.6% of South Africans are overseas. What does that tell you? It tells you that South Africans are choosing to leave their country at a greater rate that almost double the rate that Nigerians leave their country, which is interesting because that's one of the aspects that they used to mock Nigerians. Yes, Nigerians might actually be more than them in number, but proportionally versus the population of Nigeria, proportionally Nigerians travel less than South Africans. And South Africans are supposed to be a lot richer. So there you go. That's one other information that I found recently that left me a little bit gobsmacked. And in terms of the UK too, the UK has about 4 times more immigrants than South Africa, even if they have similar populations. 4 times more immigrants than South Africa. And you don't see them putting deadlines for foreigners and the government standing helpless to rein in rioters or not prosecuting them. No, you don't see that. There's barely any rioter in South Africa that has been prosecuted for what they've done. It's unbelievable. It's remarkable. The entire thing, I can't even start imagining how that is possible. I can't. Because how can these same actors that took Israel to the court for abusing Palestinians sit by and watch fellow Africans go through this in their country without even deploying law enforcement to rein this in? Hardly even condemning it. Hardly even saying, hey, that June 30th, no foreigner should be scared. They hardly have done it. They've hardly done anything to reassure people that they are taking any serious action inside the country to stop what is going on. At least to punish the wrongdoers, the ones that are breaking the law. That is why, this is why many black people across the world are just turning their backs on South Africa right now. South Africans are going to live to regret what they've done. They are going to live to regret it. And you know their sin is not that they make mistakes. Because every nation makes mistakes. Nigeria makes a lot of mistakes. But Nigerians don't go about saying their mistakes are some kind of virtue. But they go about saying their mistakes are virtue. Nigerians, when they misbehave, they know they are misbehaving. They know it's not like they are defending their business. They don't like crime themselves. They know when some Nigerians commit crime, they know they are misbehaving. But South Africans, when they are misbehaving, they double down. They double down like they are right in what they are doing. They don't care. And this is what is going to make that situation very, very, very interesting to watch the developments in the future. They like to laugh out. You see, another thing they do, they laugh at Zimbabweans. They laugh at Zimbabweans. I get a feeling that in our lifetime, we are going to watch Zimbabwe be a country that people envy more than they envy South Africa. You see, South Africans forget that just in the 70s, Nigeria was in its ascendancy, and we were doing all kinds of things, helping them, doing all kinds of stuff. Nobody will imagine that Nigeria will be like this today. In the 70s, you wouldn't imagine it. They think they are going to remain like this forever. And this generation that are doing this thing, they are going to live to see the consequences of what they are doing. And it's already costing them money. Because I gather that the Nigerian government has already started taking action against South African companies in Nigeria. Ghanaian government are already frustrating South African companies in Nigeria. In Ghana, the same thing is happening in many African countries. They are going to frustrate South African businesses. And funny enough, South African businesses make a lot of money from the continent. Billions of dollars from the continent. Because they will find it hard to go and compete outside Africa. Most of the Western countries are saturated with companies that can deliver the services and products that they need. South Africans are now more advanced than them. But South Africans they capitalize on Africa to. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure there's any country out there that has made so much money out of Africa compared to how much Africans have made from that country. I think South Africa has gained far more from Black African countries than Black African countries have gained from South Africa. An example is like Nigeria. South Africa has invested billions of dollars in Nigeria, making a lot of money from Nigeria in the telecommunication industry, digital TV, and so many this in retail, this in supermarkets, stuff like that. They made a lot of money from Africa. But in reverse, I think Dangote has a cement company in South Africa, but relatively small, modest. There's not that much investment from Nigeria in South Africa. In other words, Nigerians are not competitive in South Africa, but South Africa is competitive in many African countries, making a lot of money from African countries. So you can imagine if the Africans shut South Africa out, that is billions upon billions of dollars South Africa is going to lose out on. And let's see how much money they are going to get now to pay for the welfare of those their citizens that they are paying for right now. Those black Africans that are busy kicking South Africa that are busy kicking Africans out, let's see where they're going to get the money to pay them when Africans stop using South African what they call it, services. So now I'll move on to other news. The other news is Nigeria. And we all know what has been going on in Nigeria. There's politics going on. There is also terrorism and kidnapping. I think the kidnapping one this week seems to have stood out, and it has led to protests. It has led to people questioning what this government is doing in office. And there's a lot of anxiety in the country because of this. And there's this lady that tried to question what is happening in Nigeria right now, because according to her, the kidnapping that happened in Oyo State versus the one that happened in Borno. So let me play it so you hear what she's going to say, because a lot of people are feeling like the Southwest one is getting special treatment. Can you imagine that? This is where we are now.
But I just have to make this video. I have a question. Is North no longer part of Nigeria? Is Borno State not Nigeria? Because we need to ask. On 15th May 2026, 2 states were attacked. 42 children were taken from school in Borno State. 39 children and 7 teachers were taken from Oyo State. The same day, the same crime, but 2 different responses. The federal government sent a high-powered delegation to Oyo State. The National Security Advisor, the Chief of Staff, 1,000 fire guards deployed. Helicopters, actions. Borno State got silence. Nothing. That is it. I need to ask a question. I need to ask Nigerian government question. Is Borno State no longer part of Nigeria? Because if it is, then 42 children deserve the same urgency as 39. Their mothers are crying the same tears. Their fathers are waiting the same way. Their classroom are just empty. The North has been bleeding for years. Abductions after abductions. Community after community silenced. And every time we are told to be patient, to trust the process. But the process have never come for us. We also deserve help. If we're no longer part of this country, just tell us. If we are, act like it.
Thank you. So, as you can see, the lady is saying that the kidnapping in the Southwest has been given priority over the ones in other parts of the country. I think the reason is probably due to the fact that Borno has been, it's an ongoing insecurity hotspot. So while that of Oyo is relatively new, and so you can make a valid argument that is the reason why. And there is also the angle. I think maybe that's where she's coming from. Is it because the president is from the Southwest? That's why they are putting so much resources to deal with it. I don't think so, because the same attitude was shown with the Yelwata attacks and so many other parts of Nigeria. Whenever there's a major attack that hits the headline somehow, and the government tends to respond this way. Suddenly they want to send security forces there. You see how they know that they need manpower there, but they don't put it everywhere initially until they have been attacked. This is the name of the game. The government know the problem, but they don't want to solve it. All right, so that is the discussion that has been going on in the country. And I think there's a video of what's his name? A very dark man. He went out on a protest to protest some of the, the kidnapping and all the, pain that Nigerians have been going through. So it's something that, even I think he's right to want to, challenge the government on this. But let me just see if I can play some of the video, to just share some of the events that has been occurring. Let me get this one out of the way and share this video. It's just, the entire thing is a little bit, I don't know, maybe you can make of it what you think. Let me just play it now.
The government focused on campaigns for 2027 election.
And we are saying that banditry must stop.
Yes!
Kidnapping must stop.
Yes!
We are the future. We are the dream. We are the nation. We are part of this. Yes, we are so amazing. That's the least we shall be. At the heart of the nation, changing history. How can they say that we are finished? We have just begun. When we have
Don't forget us in the bush, please.
Said, apart from the insane corruption and gross mismanagement of our resources, I think everybody can see the worsening insecurity is unbearable now. So many people being kidnapped, being killed daily. And it's like every day now there's a new one. There's Zamfara, there's Kebbi, there's Katsina, there's Kaduna, there's Plateau, the most recent in Oyo. And up until now, these kids still are not home yet. They haven't been able to reunite with their families. And on the flip side, in the same Oyo state, the former minister, Adelabu's sister, was kidnapped along with her twin children. Barely 72 hours after, they found a way to free them. They don't care about us. They don't care about ordinary people. But it must be known that no Nigerian life is more important than the other. Every single Nigerian life matters. And every single person must be cared for and protected at all costs. We're here to say, put an end to these kidnappings, put an end to these killings. Schools are still open. Every single day, students are still being kidnapped. What is going on? This has to stop, and this must stop immediately.
The election date has been changed, and a lot of people are almost giving up now, noticing that nothing can happen in Nigeria again. Nigeria can be better. But some will argue that Nigeria is better. Do you think this current ruling party will win again for the next election?
I think I can't predict who's winning or who is not winning. I think from the general mood, I think we can see how people are feeling. I think we can see the discontent, the dissatisfaction with the way that they've managed their affairs. They've had ample time to show any willingness, any political will to make a difference. But it's clear that they do not want to. And we are going to go to the ballots to show how we feel. I personally believe in the democratic system. I believe in the democratic process. And I'm ready on that day to exercise my franchise.
Those kids are suffering. No medical attention, no food for them. And so for us as Nigerians, all of us are in custody, one way or the other. And we demand the immediate release of those children and their teacher. As you are well aware, a teacher has been beheaded in order to compel the government to move speedily to have those children released. Great Nigerians! Great Nigerians! We also want to thank you for coming out today. to mark the June 12th anniversary.
Yes, sir.
As you are well aware, there is no democracy in Nigeria.
Yes, sir.
What we have is civil rule.
Yes, sir.
Civilian administration.
Yes, sir.
The struggle for democracy must continue. So we thank you very much and for the media for coming.
Thank you.
Great Nigerians.
Thank you for that. Let me go on to talk about some of all these. Let me see. I think we've covered most of the news apart from the Trump side. Of course, there is Nigerian politics that is going on too. P2B and Kenneth Okonkwo trading. Kenneth Okonkwo seems to be going after P2B very harshly. And P2B has sued him. Maybe he thinks that Kenneth Okonkwo is trying to defame him, and which is, is his prerogative to do. If he feels like he's being maligned, yeah, he has a right to sue. And I just have my own issue with P2B for not, capitalizing on that 6 million votes that he got. 6 million votes, not how many Nigerians can claim to have gotten 6 million votes. There are not that many. He's one of them. And I would have thought he will look to capitalize it and make something of that vote, because so that, people are looking up to him. People are hoping that he succeeds in what he's doing. And we should not, all these people that think that the election is over, they should be careful, because democracy is a fickle beast. It can turn on you like that. Before you know it, the entire thing is over, and you find yourself in a situation whereby the opposition that you thought is not going to win, they are the ones that are going to be running the show for you, especially when they watch their children. Nigerians watch their children and their women getting kidnapped regularly. And our leaders just keep saying, oh, yeah, we're going to act, we're going to send thousands or 1,000 people. You can't imagine, like Ribadu got there, he wants to put 1,000 soldiers there. Why didn't you put it there before? If you put it like that in every community in Nigeria, is that so costly? Is that not cheaper than almost $50 billion we are losing every year in GDP? Is that not cheaper? Why don't they just do that? We are not even like, it's not like we are saying the country should be over-secured compared to other countries. We're just saying let the country try to catch up with other countries' security position. The other people, they have a lot more people in their military, no matter what type of military they have. Some of them have decentralized, some of them have centralized, some of them have people's armies, some of them have state army. They have different systems around the world. But what they all have in common is a reasonable sized security force. Nigeria doesn't have a reasonable sized one for the amount of people that the Nigerian military has to secure. It's so sad, really, because I'm not even sure many of the soldiers that are fighting for Nigeria know this truth. They know something is not right, but they don't know that the burden that is on them is too heavy. You can't carry one soldier is supposed to defend an equivalent of 1,000 citizens. How is that fair? That is not, you are setting them up to fail. This is why I think that the fact that Nigeria is not totally imploding right now, our security forces are overperforming. But many Nigerians, the way they look at it is, oh, they are not overperforming now. Where is the 3 billion that they give to them? 3 billion, that's what they give to them. If you really knew what that number means something in the context of Nigeria, but it doesn't mean anything in the context of national security of most nations around the world. It's like they just spend most of the money paying salary. They steal money. No, make no mistake. And I'm not saying the politicians don't steal money. I'm beginning to think that the way they steal money is they steal money before the money even shows up on the budget. That's my take, because they have ways they can make money disappear before it shows up in budgets. So most of the ones you see in budget, they're actually spending it, because if you do the calculations of the number of soldiers in Nigeria, the pensioners and all the rest, they pay money out. And about 70-80% of them you can track the payment, because if they are not paying staff or they are not paying their soldiers, you will hear about it. So they are paying the soldiers. It means the money that you give them for defense is actually being spent. The question is, why are they not doing more? to stop this kind of sad tale of women, children, elderly being taken into captivity in their own country. We have IDP camps in Nigeria that the governors now are now relying on income from international bodies because they have IDP camps, so they are being supported. And you know how Nigerians are. Nigerians, the moment they taste anything sweet, it's like they have an addiction for it. They don't know how to control their impulses. You know, it's a strength, but it's also a very, very nasty, it leaves a very, very nasty, how do I describe it? Nasty outcomes, because all we seem to care about is just the money. We don't care about our people that is in IDP camps in terms of getting them back to their ancestral homes. We don't seem to care about that. And Shore and Very Dark Man, I think Very Dark Man is becoming more and more active, and I really welcome that, because he is one of those people that seems to have the ears of Nigerians. He seems to have a little bit of trust of the Nigerians, and he seems to be capable of doing certain things that maybe even Shore cannot do and get away with it. Because it's not flat out against the government. Shore is like flat out against the government, but that is not the position of Very Dark Man. Very Dark Man is, in a way, is a kind of reasonable position to be, where he will interact with the government in certain level, and in other areas he will be against them. Because that is how it should be, really, because no government is perfect in everything. So there are things you can cooperate with them on. Then in other areas that are very important, like national security, you know, securing the people, making sure they get good power supply. Yeah, he goes against the government all the time. He went on a protest, and he's made a bit of noise about it. And I really wish they are more organized. They have specific demands, because that specific demand, you can measure it directly. We are used to telling the government, you know, deal with insecurity, but you don't tell them precisely what they need to do. And you know what they do? They also know how to distract us. Then they start talking about state police, this, that. See, if you get state police, the solution to the problem is still the same. If you get local police, the solution to the problem still remains the same. The solution is numbers. Because when you get state police, you go and recruit more. Because you see, the thing is, Nigerians, they may miss this again when this stuff happens. Let's say the Senate passes a bill now, says state police is not allowed, you can arm them, have them secure your area. Let's say that happens. Guess what is going to happen? If that happens, and say the national police remains the same, and the state police goes and recruits new staff to join the state police and help them secure the state, if security situation improves, most people would think it's because of state police is the reason why security has improved. While in reality, the reason why security has improved is the manpower that has changed. That is what is going to happen. But if, say, the Senate passed a bill to allow state police, and they kind of restrict the state police from, let's say, you know, let's do this way. Let's say the federal police reduce their numbers and the state police increase theirs. In other words, the number of police in the country didn't increase. If it doesn't increase, the problem will remain, no matter whether you make it state police or not. If anything, you might even convert it to state militia again. Because if you have a security challenge that you cannot destroy as a state, and you are becoming poorer, and maybe even the people that you giving the gun to protect the state now feel like, okay, we can make money without even resorting to the governor. Because remember, that's how SARS police became how they became. They started extorting people money. Can you imagine if the SARS police was the state police? You think the federal government can do anything to them? The federal government can't do that much to them. They will go on to cause big problems. And if anything, they might even decide to challenge the federal government if they like, if they arm themselves well enough. another state police decide to do the same, what are you going to do? You want to start fighting this thing. So you could create a situation that even gets worse. It starts resembling like DRC, where many regions and many parts of the country, the government barely has any power in it. And because of, look at the country today, look at the state of the country. And to be fair, many of our leaders have said that is the dream the foreigners, the foreign powers have for Nigeria. They wanted to turn Nigeria to a country like DRC. That's what they wanted to do. And till today, they still haven't succeeded. They are close, given where Nigeria is now, they are quite close. So that's what we are dealing with. And our president knows the problem. He's not going to do it. Our elites know the problem. They don't demand it. And I wish people like Showore, very dark man. I wish I met them actually. I wish I met them, to just impress upon them these specifics, because specifics are quite important. Because if you tell the government do this and the government doesn't do it, you will know, because you know the numbers are not up. The government hasn't done anything. But you see, that's the thing, because you will see them to recruit. But if you tell them to improve the country, they will just call their joint chiefs and say, oh, go and make sure you quell that thing in that area. When they go to that area, somewhere else catches fire. It's always the name of the game. It never works. And this game will carry on. That's the sad tale of affairs. It will carry on and carry on and carry on and carry on and carry on until we decide that enough is enough. We are actually going to up our security posture. Until we decide to do that, the sad tale is that it's just going to carry on. It's sad. It's just what it is. And so the politics of Nigeria seems as if it's settled now that the Tinubu is going to be president 2027. There's no guarantee, but it's very likely that it could be. Anything can happen any moment in politics. Was it not the politics that said a week can be like a year in politics? So we have to be careful when people just assume Tinubu is going to win. That said, we as a people have to soon start taking ourselves a little bit more seriously, especially we in the South, because there is this video. I wanted to talk about what I'm reacting to Bantu City Diaries. He's a fascinating individual that has started making videos about some of the ills in Africa, the Black community, and often he speaks about Nigeria directly too. And he made a video recently saying that the Southern Nigerians are very, very, I think for want of a better word, I would say, he said we are kind of showy. Let me try to be nice about it. We like to show off that we have wealth so much. And he gave some devastating information about the level of wealth in the north of Nigeria, in the hands of northern Nigerians. That if those were southern Nigerians, the example he gave was, if, say, Dangote was from the southeast, how would he behave? He felt like Dangote was going to be like, if he was from the southeast, he was going to be very boastful, very arrogant. That's how they are. And the same thing he said will happen with the southwest, because from what he has seen, that's how they behave. And I'm not sure that's okay. It is true that the northerners are a lot more reserved. If you are looking at it from a macro level, they are more reserved than the south. But there are southern billionaires that are not very showy too. And I try to remind him of Arthur Eze. That Arthur Eze is from the southeast. That how is it that he is not even known? That he didn't even include him in the top richest men in Nigeria. The Bantu City Diary, presenter didn't include Arthur Eze. And why he didn't include him? Because he didn't know him. Arthur Eze is unassuming. He's not showy. So if he's not showy to the point whereby you don't even see him, how can you say that most of the southern Nigerians like to show off wealth too much? So that is quite, opposite his claim. But that said, he does make some good points about, and he does bring data together too. He puts the work in to try to bring data together that I do appreciate. Sometimes, yeah, many of the time he's quite wrong with his conclusions. So that is the issue. So I'm looking at something here. Okay, let me play this. I think Adiola has made a video just now, and I'll play this video that she has made. She does have her own summaries that I would like to respond to. We as a people, we really need to do better by our people. Like all this stuff going on with South Africa, I know Africans are hurt, and I don't think it goes that deep. It could go a lot deeper, but we should never let it get that deep, because even if they kick us out, even if they murder some people, they do all those things, those are petty compared to the kind of blood feuds that most of the world have with each other. Most of all this stuff we are seeing in South Africa is going to be petty, and Africans are going to, soon when South Africans learn their lessons, South Africans have to learn their lessons. Africans are not just going to forgive them on this one. I think they've gone way too far. They've gone off the reservation way too much for Africans to just say, now that you have apologized, I just forget about it. No. And that's not how it's going to be. You have to show tangible, concrete evidence of how well you have changed your ways. You can't keep just, whenever you feel like things are a little bit hard, you start attacking Africans as if we don't have any home. And I don't blame them. Nigerian leaders, when I think about the way they treat Nigerians, I completely just feel bad for Nigerians. The aloofness of our leadership, the detachment of our leadership from the people is just remarkable. It's like now even our governments are behaving as if they are responding to Ghanaian lead. Why? It's like our leaders are responding to Ghanaian lead. How did we manage to get ourselves so humiliated? Why is it that we have to wait for Ghana to bring his people from South Africa before Nigeria truly knuckled down and started talking tough against South Africa? Yes, the House of Assembly members did, or maybe Senate did talk about South Africa. Well, it took the Ghanaians to bring the people back and make them feel welcome for Nigerian leaders to start emerging. And like I said, our foreign minister came out and used some very strong language against South Africa, which is something that was merited. The truth is that maybe it's not a bad thing that Nigeria doesn't come out all the time whenever they are crossed about something. Maybe it's not a bad thing. Ghanaians, they like to cry every time. The moment anything happens to Ghanaians, they tend to lose it. Ghanaians, they are not that dissimilar from South Africans. It's just that Ghanaians don't go on the street and start attacking people the way South Africans do. But Ghana is clearly the most xenophobic country in West Africa. It's quite ironic that these countries that are like this are the ones doing all these things. Like Ghana took this in Africa to UN, forced a vote to say that the transatlantic slave trade was the worst crime against humanity. And yet, this same Ghana is the one that is the most xenophobic in West Africa. It's like, how do we do this? Like South Africa, again, goes to this International Court of Justice, put Israel forward there, prosecuted Israel quite competently, I must say, and well-deserved, and the South Africans acquitted themselves very well there. Then today, look at this. Look at what they are doing today. Destroying other legacy. What a tragedy. What a tragedy. But maybe we are speaking too soon. Maybe the truth will come out someday. We'll find out that there are people behind the scene orchestrating all these things that have led to South Africa becoming the way it has become. That maybe sooner or later people are going to change. That said, though, even if, let's assume that somebody was funding Jacinta and all these anti-immigrant groups in South Africa. When we say anti-immigrant, we are saying anti-black groups in South Africa. Let's say somebody is funding them. How about that person, the people that are funding them, they didn't fund all South Africans. Otherwise, South Africans they wouldn't be crying that they are out of job. They didn't fund the entire South Africans. So How about those ones that didn't fund? What were they doing? What are they doing? Why are they not coming out? I've been always asking that question. I've been asking it since this life. Why are they not coming out? I'm sick of people telling me, oh, it's not all of them, it's not all of them. But where are the ones that are not doing it? Why are they not coming out en masse and say, let's organize the posters, let's have this day, today, this day is our day? No, they don't do it. And I'm suspecting that because many of them share the views of those protesters. The protesters are not a menace. They can easily be rounded up if they did something wrong. They can easily be rounded up. They shouldn't scare any government. But somehow they seem to. And it's very sad to see, because I don't know how to square this. Could it be that South African president didn't have much of a choice? Because they said he's a minority in the country. He's from one of the minority groups in the country that doesn't have a lot of votes. So he doesn't want to annoy the bigger groups so that they don't target ANC during the election. So in other words, he's putting the interest of ANC first before the interest of his country and the reputation of his country. Depending on how you look at it, personally, I think it's still a bad thing not to deal with law breaking the way it should be dealt with. South Africa is going to rule the day they didn't deal with that problem the way they should have. They think behaving like that, it goes without consequences. That's what got Nigeria into the mess we are in now. Because people thought they could break the law, do things that are not supposed to be right, and expect the country to be fine. No, it won't be. Sooner or later, the consequences will start flowing through, and we're living through it now. Look at all the insults we're getting. South Africa shouldn't be able to be talking to Nigeria at all. By right, South Africa shouldn't be able to compete with Nigeria at all. But we have brought ourselves into this position, and they are looking to make the mistakes we have made. And but that is that anyway. Let me play this video from Adiola. I think she just processed the video. I think she's going to also talk about South Africa. It says pastor's dead body kills 127 church members. How is that even possible? All right, let's play that.
Nigerian government, thank you so much. God bless you all. Thank you for evacuating Nigerians out of South Africa. Baba, I can't believe that we are still talking about how some South Africans are still treating other black Africans. It is inconceivable. So thank you so much to the Nigerian government for finally evacuating Nigerian citizens. Peace. We love you. We love you. By the way, shout out to Ghana too. They already evacuated their citizens a while back. Did you guys see that video? Ooh, Charlie, we are feeling you in here. You know, it was so funny because after Ghana evacuated their citizens, some South Africans were complaining that why was Ghana evacuating their citizens? That it's just Nigerians that they have problem with. It's not that bad. We were like, wait, what do you want? Do you want us out? Do you want us in? Which one? South Africans? Yeah, boy. Choose what you want. Thank you so much, Ghanaian government, for taking your people out. And speaking of Ghana, guys, I'm so excited to hook you up with a Ghanaian sister. A beautiful Ghanaian sister, Bonnie, Auntie Nena. I went to college with this woman, an amazing Ghanaian Nigerian woman. Yes, one parent is from Ghana, the other one is from Nigeria. So she's my Niger Ghanaian sister. Guys, this woman has worked for Fortune 500 multi-billion-dollar companies for several years. Big companies like Walmart, Apple, and so on and so forth. I'm talking about someone dealing with several stores at the same time, managing huge teams. But do you know her passion has always been to clean? As in, hey, this woman, first of all, she loves to cook as well. Her jollof rice is great, even though I believe Nigerians have the best jollof rice. I will make an exception for this, my Ghanaian sister. But you know, she's half Nigeria, half Ghana, so her jollof rice must be on point. Anyways, I just wanted to tell you that this woman started her own cleaning company and she calls it Pristine Pro. And I just want you guys to know about her company because she offers cleaning services all over America, not just in one state. Like, she's able to work with you from any part of America. Those of you that have offices, those of you that have companies, if you have an African church, call them. They will arrange for your church to be cleaned periodically. If you have African market, call them. Some African markets need cleaning. They do commercial cleaning, they do residential cleaning, short-term buildings, Airbnbs, rental properties. They do post-construction cleanup as well. My people, you do not have to do the cleaning when you can be using that time to make money. She will arrange for people to be coming to clean for you. Please give them a call if you're here to. I will keep talking about Nena because because that's how much I believe in her service. Shout out to you, Nina. I love you. Mwah. Meanwhile, my South African people, how are you doing? How market? Yeah, boy. Mexico beat you? Yeah. I'm sorry, but we were all supporting Mexico. Can you blame us? If we support South Africa now, they may say that we are taking their jobs. Ekwele, sorry, South Africa. We love you guys, but I told everybody, I said for this match, my name is Sophie. Sophie and Marie Jose Benny. I walked all the way to Vegas. I trekked to Vegas to support my papi, my Mexican brothers. Because why? Chale, why? Why do some of you hate Nigerians? Like Kilode gonna. By the way, it's not just Nigerians. So my Ghanaian people, Chale, we saw you. People were making all kinds of videos to support Mexico instead of their fellow African brothers, the South Africans. But really, jokes aside, xenophobia has nothing to offer you. No benefit whatsoever comes out of xenophobia. It's so sad that till now a lot of black Africans are still being attacked in South Africa because some people believe that other Africans are in South Africa to take their job. Anyways, shout out to Mexico 2-0. We truly appreciate you. Mwah! Mexico, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. So guys, don't forget that if you download Lemfi and you send up to $1,000 from the US, UK and Europe to Nigeria between now and the 16th of this month, that Lemfi is giving out 6 million naira. They are literally selecting 20 people and they will give their fathers 300,000 naira. For Father's Day, it will be like a Father's Day gift. So guys, download Lemfi if you're yet to. If it's your first time, use Manny Madela as the promo code to get additional $20. If you've been using Lemfi before now, this applies to you as well. Just send up to $1,000 between the 1st of June and the 16th of June, and they'll be selecting 20 winners to give 300,000 to their fathers. All right, guys, let's talk about the Ebola outbreak. It's so sad what is happening right now, especially because a lot of African countries don't have access to the necessary gadgets to protect the health workers. But you know, the saddest part is the fact that we still have to educate a lot of people. I don't know if you're following what's happening in the DRC. At least 136 people have been confirmed dead in the DRC, and they already have more than 600 cases. But one of the incidents that happened that actually led to a lot of death was that a popular pastor died in the DRC, and health workers confirmed that he died of Ebola. His name is Sylvester Atama. But when he died in a town called Mongwalu in the DRC, something really sad happened, guys. You would not believe this, but his church members wanted a traditional burial which involved a ritual of touching the dead body. His church members, they wanted to touch his body so bad that some of them came with weapons. They came armed, trying to attack the health workers. The health workers had to go get the police. And you guys would not believe that for 5 hours, the security forces were fighting with his church members, trying to prevent them from touching his body. 5 hours. Why should it take 5 hours to explain to people that this is dangerous? Do not touch his body. This disease is contagious. I was heartbroken because we just knew what was going to happen after that. They finally agreed to some negotiations. They had to do the funeral on a Monday morning. Come and see the crowd. And you know, there were people that had touched his body, of course, because after the funeral, I watched a video where one of the residents of that town was talking about how so many people that went to the funeral came back and that many of them ended up dying.
At least 127 people have died in an Ebola outbreak in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, and investigators believe it may have started at this single funeral. When Pastor Paluku Mukundi Deni was buried in February, on the way to his hometown, the pastor's coffin had been damaged. A broken coffin, a body transferred by hand. Within weeks, dozens dead.
It's heartbreaking. It's so sad. We need to invest more in educating our people. We need to do more sensitization. Because if Ebola breaks out in one place, the world is a global village now. People literally travel everywhere. So please don't think that this doesn't concern you. Make sure that you educate people where you are, because it's not just a DRC issue. It's all of us. We have
to educate ourselves. But our sincere condolences to all those who have lost their loved ones. It's so sad. I've seen so many sad videos. Mothers losing their children, sitting next to the dead body, just crying. It's unbelievable, the devastation that has happened. But I also feel like it's another wake-up call for us in Africa, that we cannot continue to depend on the US to supply us with the necessary medical gadgets. It's heartbreaking the way they just yanked everything. But it is time for us to invest in our own healthcare sector. Shout out to the health workers, by the way. They are risking their lives. Meanwhile, I want to talk about something different real quick. At the beginning of May, I talked about life insurance, guys, and the response has been overwhelming. I've been wanting to do a follow-up.
Yeah, that is that coverage that she normally does that I enjoy. I think this week has been a South African week, actually. Nigerians have had a field day with it. And now let me just touch on what is going on in the UK. A Sudanese man, sure, let me play the video so you can see.
I mean, it's insane, you know. He was charged with attempted murder of a vulnerable local man. The man was a man in his 40s. They say vulnerable because apparently he's got cognition disabilities. So he's a weak human being in society. So the Sudanese jumped on top of him, pinned him down, was trying to cut his, you know, as you can imagine. Very, very sad situation. It was very fortunate that some people were in the street. They were able to kick the Sudanese guy off of him with, I believe, a baseball bat or something similar. Very serious injuries. The victim suffered, you know, including a loss of an eye and facial slashes. You know, this is crazy. The man was on top of him, slicing him like, you know, it's just difficult to watch. This obviously triggered nights of violent protest and riot in Belfast. They're not happy, okay? They are not happy. Irish people are not happy. And would you be happy if a foreigner came from wherever to your country and was trying to cut somebody's neck? Would you be happy about that? You know what I'm saying? Would you say they're racist? I don't know. We're going to find out about this. This is absolutely crazy. You know, those riots, they still riot in Ireland right now with masked group targeting migrants. So now you're finding people with masks looking for migrants and immigrants. You know, these rioters are going door to door, knocking with petrol bombs, doing absolutely insane stuff, burning things down. There was actually a story of ladies, 2 Ugandan women stranded in their house when these rioters came to their house. They knew where all the black people are. They know where the immigrants are. They don't differentiate. You are South African, you are Ugandan, you are Panamanian, they know you're just black. You are immigrants. They need to find you because you are savages, you know? So 2 Ugandan women, Amaya Nakazibwe and Stella Ariok, Ugandan care workers, okay, were stranded in the house. They were trapped for about 4 hours as rioters targeted the area following the charging of the Sudanese. The mob, described as young men, started with marching, then escalated to burning buses, bins, cars, properties. Petrol bombs were thrown and stones smashed windows, and smoke filled their home and neighboring houses burned.
Can I really be able to stay here? Will I be safe because of what happened and the whole experience? So just know I'm scared.
It took some time, but the ambulance people kept us on phone. When the police came in, they told us we needed to go to either the toilet or the last room, just keep it closed. Whatever was happening, we shouldn't come downstairs. They were trying to manage, to guard the doors, but they wouldn't manage the mob. That was what they were assuring us, we cannot let you guys out. Yes, we can get you to a safer place, but you cannot come out. It's not safe for you.
So the women hid themselves, they barricaded themselves upstairs, prayed, called for emergency services, police, fire, and ambulance. They were advised to stay inside as it was too dangerous to leave. It was very, very sad. Now, they called a reverend from their church. And this man is brave. Congratulations to him. Reverend Jake Mackey, senior pastor of New Life Church. The man went to their house. Okay, Mackey, upon learning that his congregation members were in danger, He drove to the scene despite the KO. Congratulations to this man. That's why I said to you, brotherhood has nothing to do with skin color. Leave that stuff. Leave that stuff alone. You need to prove brotherhood to people. You need to show you brothers. If somebody doesn't show you they are your brothers, they are not your brother. I'm sorry. It's through actions. Not we look the same. Yes, thank you very much. What about other things? Would you fight for me? Would you defend me if I was in danger? Now, this pastor from a different country, as you can imagine, he encountered a heavy police fire presence, masked men with bricks and burning properties. He pleaded with them. You know, he pleaded with the rioters. He said, please give me 10 minutes to get these women out. You know, some lowered their guard. They dropped bricks and allowed him time. He explained to them they are caregivers working at church and other places. He then got them safely into his car and took them with him. And after that, obviously, they are homeless now. Anyway, I mean, you can't keep people forever. You can help, but you can't do that. So that's the situation. Ugandan women stranded in a house, scared to the life because somebody from Sudan, this is Sudan on the map, decided to slash somebody's throat. I don't know if he was trying to recreate. I don't understand. You know, when people say to you, you must leave Abraham, but you get very angry. I'm sorry. This is very similar to what you see in South Africa, where South African people say, we are tired of you, you must go back to your countries. And you call them xenophobic. Well, it may be xenophobic, but dude, if you are involved in crimes and things like this, what do you want? What do you want? I mean, is it okay to do that to somebody else's country? I mean,
what do you mean they do that to somebody else's country? What kind of attitude people? You see, people like this man, YouTuber, they are the ones spreading all this nonsense. Like, if somebody commits a crime, they should be prosecuted. That is what the law is there for. These type of people are the ones that have inflamed situation, making it look like there are no rules to these things. The world has experienced these type of things before, and they have rules for them. Just because somebody is a foreigner and they commit a crime doesn't mean they are not humans. What if the same national commit the same crime? So that means that the national should not be prosecuted because it's a national. As a matter of fact, the people of these countries that many foreigners are in, they are often more violent. They are often more they commit more crimes than the foreigners. That is why they make up the vast majority of the prison population. But nobody's looking at that, because just because you're a foreigner, it means that you are no longer a human being that can misbehave. I don't know where we got this notion from. No matter how well you are, if you have a set of people, like even no matter which culture you come from, if you have, let's say, 100 people, 1,000 people show up, you always have people that will misbehave. Some of them even just out of psychological problems. Because to me, somebody that starts using violence the way that Sudanese man is using, you can tell you that this is out of his mind. They are all out of their mind, and they should be punished severely for it. But to start attacking everybody else in society, I don't think that is what the law is there for. We can't keep pretending as if we don't know that this is a problem. Yes, being a foreigner could be an aggravating factor in any country, because nobody likes foreigners coming to their country to start misbehaving. It could be an aggravating factor, but to start making it look like just being foreign is something that makes you less than a human being is wrong, because that is what is making this xenophobic behavior seem like it's legitimate. You're making it sound as if like foreigners should not be human. They should always be cowering because they're foreign. If somebody invites you to their house and you have to be cowering inside the house whenever you are there, walking there on eggshells and all, would you like to be there? If everybody starts treating each other like that, what kind of environment would you do business in? That same man that is breaking the law today, maybe yesterday he wasn't breaking the law. Maybe last year he wasn't breaking the law. Have you considered that? Human beings have ups and downs. They are human beings. Just because you are foreign doesn't mean that ups and downs goes away. People like this, they don't know that they are doing it, but they are the ones causing the problem. They keep excusing bad behavior. Yes, foreigner misbehave, punish the person. But if a mob decides to go and start taking justice to their hand, punish them too. Because if you don't punish them, what are you advocating for? You want people to be taken to the street whenever they see something they don't like. If they start having that, what kind of environment do you want to do business in? What kind of environment? What are you teaching your children? That somebody does something wrong, we start burning something up. That is rubbish. I felt a little bit triggered by what this guy just said just now. And everything always circles back to South Africa. He tried to connect what happened there to what happened in South Africa to try to justify it. And because he tends to hate Nigerians. Every time he keeps saying Nigerians are selling drugs, Nigerians don't grow drugs. Where are the Nigerians getting these drugs from? I don't know what is wrong with these Nigerians that are even doing all these things. Why do some Nigerians have so much big eye that they have to be going to carry drugs? Because of you and this stuff have been going on a long time. Because of this sort of people, Nigeria has had a bad reputation because you are just looking for quick money. Quick money. Where are you taking quick money to? You are still going to die. No matter how much money you have, you're going to die. Where are you running away with money? Come up with good ideas, and there are so many ways. God has given you a mind. Use it. Use it to invent new ways of making money instead of always going to drug all the time or prostitution. All this nonsense. It's not because other nations don't do it, but there is a psyop out there. There has been a psyop, and I'm beginning to believe that there has been a psyop against Nigeria specifically for a very, very long time. Even Nigerians have come to believe that there's something seriously wrong with them. Nigeria is one of the most generous set of people in the world. Literally. Well, no, this is not made up. Based on reports, Nigerians are the most generous people in the world, given how much they have. And Nigeria as a nation is the most selfless nation in the world. Before Nigerians get cross with you as a nation, you have pushed them beyond the wall. Before Nigerian government start coming out to start criticizing South Africa, the rest of Africa has already given up on South Africa. That is why whenever Nigeria moves, the rest of Africa just moves in that direction. It's not because Nigeria is the one directing it, because by the time Nigeria moves, the rest of Africa has already given up on you. I don't know how Nigeria as a country, I don't know how we do that. I don't know whether that is deliberate or something, because on everything else, Nigerians are, their leadership, they are very, very bad to the people. But I don't know how we do this as other aspect of our nature, whereby, like, we go to Liberia, sort Liberia out, we go to Sierra Leone, sort Sierra Leone out, go to Gambia, sort it out. Any country that has problem, we try to help out. We help Haiti out, help Somalia. We keep helping. I don't know how we do these things, given how inept and corrupt some of our leaders are, and uncaring about their own people. Some of our leaders are. How do all this is married together? It doesn't make sense. The entire thing. This is the kind of mishmash you see in Africa constantly that doesn't seem to make sense. But for these reasons too, it means that Nigerians, when they move, people follow them. And it also means that Nigeria is worth defending. Because even South Africans, in terms of proportions, they travel more from their country than Nigeria. You know how they say, oh, go back to your country, go and build your country, go and do this, They travel more in terms of the rate of traveling more than Nigerians. They leave their country more than Nigerians. 1.6% of South Africans live overseas, while 1% of Nigerians live overseas. Why is that? When I saw that figure, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that number. 200 and something thousand South Africans are in the UK alone. 200 and something thousand. Over 200,000 they are here in the UK. I think it's the UK is the country that has the highest population of South Africans that live overseas. Almost 1 million South Africans live overseas. Almost 1 million South Africans live overseas. And when you hear them talking, you would think their people don't live overseas at all. Oh yeah, go back home to your country. Go back home to your country. They are overseas. If the UK decide to kick out that 200,000 from the UK now, how will they enjoy it? Every time, and people have nurtured South Africa to a point whereby they become very, very terrible now. And it's people like this man here. But while in Nigeria, they've just been maligning Nigeria repeatedly. Before South Africa did what they did recently, was it not Ghana that was saying that Nigeria should not stay in the country? And some of all these things, people don't question it because Nigerians too know that Nigerians are involved in these things. So we just assume that, okay, we are the worst at it. We forget that other people do the same thing. Many of them are committing these similar crimes too. It's not that we don't track them because they are fewer in number compared to Nigeria. Ghana is about 30 million, so 6 to 7 times more than Ghana population. So how can you hear Nigeria commit a crime 6 times and hear Ghana commit a crime 1 time? You rate them the same way. You're not going to rate them the same way. You're going to think Nigerians are the ones committing all the crimes. And this is the way the human mind works by default. Because if you see 6 Nigerians commit a crime and you see one Ghanaian person commit a crime, who are you going to associate with that crime? Nigerians. Because they have more numbers. But it doesn't mean inherently their population don't have similar proportion of people committing the same crime. Why pick on one more? I guess the reason why people pick on one more is because the one that is generating more of those criminals, even if by proportion is the same as the one that generates less, has more impact. So you go after the one that commits, that has more people committing the crime. So which is a very, very funny situation to find ourselves as Nigerians. It's like our number becomes a curse. Because we have that number, they come after us, but we are not inherently more criminal than most people, most nations out there. And this is something that Nigerians have internalized it so much that they make it sound as if Nigerians are mostly criminal. But Nigerians are in the UK, they're in the US, they're in many countries in the world, they're in China. Yes, they commit crimes there too, in many of these countries, but not at the rate whereby they will single them out. As a matter of fact, Nigerians don't make up the top 10 of the foreign criminals population in the UK. Now, if you look at the total population of foreign criminals and you pick out the nationals that have the highest populations, Nigeria don't make up top 10 in the UK. There are other countries that are more into criminal. As a matter of fact, in terms of prostitution, Nigerians are small fish to fry in Europe. We don't even control much. But when people hear about Nigeria, because Africans are so lame at so many things, they make it look like Nigerians are just bad in all these areas. But they forget that in other areas of positive development or activities, Nigerians do very well too. Nigerians are great engineers, great medical professionals, great workers, great hard workers, great entrepreneurs, great businessmen. Nigerians are great in so many areas, and the one that seems to be coming up quite regularly, which is a little bit unusual, which is not normal. I'm not even sure any nation has had this type of reputation that we are going after people's women. All these Yoruba demons and Igbo guys and Do and Joe, you guys should chill out. And when you do these things, you go to countries, you take other people's women, they tend to get angry with you. And in a way, that part of societies, you have to be careful when tangling with it because it matters a lot to people what you do with their women. Because if you go to a country, you have numbers with you, and you take other people's women, and especially when you do that, you flaunt it on their face. That is not that kind of stuff that people will react, and you shouldn't expect them to be always reasonable. You see what I mean? Like, I've learned in a long time now that you don't kind of insult people with something that hurts them the most. Because if you do that, you should not expect a rational response. You should not expect a rational response because of the pain you have caused them. Because if it hurts them the most, human beings, when something hurts them the most, it means that it has passed their rational mind into pain, and they will respond with the pain. And when they are responding with pain, don't always assume it's going to be rational. And maybe that is part of the response you are seeing in some of these countries, not necessarily South Africa. And even if let's say that was the case with South Africa, it still doesn't excuse the government. Because the government and the law is separate from people's feelings. It's why, in my own case, and many people around the world, this is why they condemn South Africa for what is happening. Because it's one thing for individuals to feel angry with Nigerians, it's another thing for the state to start sanctioning it. Because that is extremely dangerous. If people start doing that all over the place, like you go to another country, they start saying, you know what, since these nationals are doing so and so and so to us, let's use the state against them. Anarchy, trade barriers, chaos is what it gets. That is not going to benefit anybody at all. So that's what I've got to say about these incidents. You know, this South African stuff is just, it's like a gift that keeps giving. It just never ends. And the South Africans themselves, it's taking them a while to catch on to the fact that they've gone. They did this Chidema thing last year. Was it not last year or last 2 years? The Chidema team came and went. People saw it, and most people didn't like it too. They keep going and doing it and doing it. I'm telling you, man, if they do one more, I'm seriously, if they do one more, African countries are going to sanction South Africa. Like this one now, what is happening right now is just the states that are acting right now, the countries. If South Africans go and do one, let's say October, you find that this incidents occur again, South Africa will face ban in many countries. They will boycott everything. They might even ban their airlines. That's how bad it could get. And that is how far South Africans have pushed the world. At least pushed Africa. Let me play this video about, you know, some Nigerians taking it personal. I played quite a lot of videos about it. Today is a South African day, let's face it. It's a South African day, and I can see tomorrow they will be talking a lot about what's happening in Nigeria, because I will leave that to the show tomorrow, so that because there are lots sad, tragic events that has occurred with the people that have been taken into, you know, that have been kidnapped. So that is not good. So, but I'll play this video about, you know, how South Africa, Nigerians respond to, you know, what South Africans are doing. So I think I want to just, you know, the funny side of all this. Let me share. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Oh my, I didn't see you there, but we are going to be rounding up. So this topic needs proper attention. Yeah, this topic has been brewing for quite a bit, and I think God help us. God help us. Let me just play the video of what is happening now.
People that are petty than Nigerians. Those people, they are very, very petty. Like Nigerians left Nigeria, went to Mexico, bought Mexico jerseys just to go and boo the South African players.
Lots of Ghanaians are so shocked at the actions of some Nigerians towards South Africans. They were like, what sort of pettiness is this? Do you guys believe that some Nigerians moved all the way from Nigeria? These guys went to Mexico, bought Mexico jersey just to boo South Africa. No wonder when I was watching the match, I kept hearing boo, 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 especially when South Africans players are the ones with the ball, if that makes sense. I'm going to take you guys to the videos that is trending right now. The thing there is that not just Nigerians, even Ghanaians would do such. At this point, the world has totally rejected South Africa. Kindly watch videos and please leave me your thoughts in the comments. Do not forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe.
First of all, in my life, I've never seen people that are petty than Nigerians. Those people, they are very, very petty. Like, they are very, very petty. If you do something to them, they will not forget. They will pay you back pay. Do you know that Nigerians left Nigeria, went to Mexico, bought Mexico jerseys just to go and boo the South African players? Just because what is going on in South Africa, they don't like it. So they spent money, buy plane ticket, visa, buy ticket for the game, went to Mexico, buy Mexico jersey, make it with the Mexicans, convince all of the Mexicans to join them, boo the South Africans. These people are petty, very, very petty set of people. Look, even the South African goalkeeper is saying that they don't know what they've done. They don't understand it. As I said, they became overwhelmed. And everything that's going on is not the fault of the players. These Nigerians convinced these Mexicans and they were booing them. And now the South African players, they are sad. They are baffled. Hey, Nigerians, oh, no.
What? Where are we?
Sorry?
Your name?
My name is Stokes.
Where are you from, man?
I'm from Nigeria.
But you're only this old Mexican.
All Nigerians are for Mexico today and for this tournament.
Why a Nigerian is supporting Mexico?
Because we have rivalry with South Africa, and culturally, traditionally, Mexico and Nigeria, we have a lot of similarities. So we show love, and I love Mexico so much. So massive support.
So give us Viva Mexico, Como Mexico!
Como Mexico, Viva Mexico! Let's go!
Where are you from? We're Nigerians, but we live in England.
Nigerian,
All up in Mexico.
Wow. Just wow.
Let's go, Nigeria!
Just wow. Just wow. Wow. Everybody is against South Africa. It don't scatter. It don't pa. It don't. All thing don't shake. All thing don't craze. Oh.
Now, I've seen videos of South Africans saying, oh, we don't care about other African countries supporting Mexico. We don't care. You are lying. You care. You do care. Because, now, even if it was me, I would care. Because under you guys' comment section, it's not going easy for you guys. Is it Bafana page or something? It's not going easy for you guys at all. There's no single African country that is supporting South Africa because of xenophobia. You guys decided to be xenophobic in that country, and nobody is supporting you guys. As a Ghanaian, what have I got to do with Mexico? Now I'm sitting here sharing that because Mexico just scored a goal. I'm here sharing now because Mexico scored against South Africa. As a Ghanaian, what's my own with Mexico again? Apart from Lagata and Maricruz and Lagata, apart from them, what else have I got to do with Mexico? Now I have to sit here because of South Africans decided to be this illiterate in their country, and now we have to support Mexico. And you cannot tell me it's not penny. It's penny you. Sure. And now you people, they've scored you, and now you're going back to your country. In fact, if Ghanaian doesn't even win the game and South Africa comes out early, that's the only thing I'm looking for in this World Cup. Nothing else. Because we know how Ghana people, there's no way we're going to win.
There's a reason why Africans don't like Nigerians. There's a reason. Which one is your name? Is Alejandro Nascimento Tijuana Estaval. Uchenna that they gave birth in Auchi, he has spent all his life in Auchi, but all of a sudden, because of hate watch, you change your entire identity. Because of hate watch, you are wearing cowboy hat, you are carrying guitar, you are learning Spanish because of hate watch. And you know what's paining me? Nigeria did not even qualify for the World Cup, but you cannot insult a Nigerian because before you insult them, they've already insulted themselves. You don't have anything. Your name is Tijuana. Uche. Okay. Oh. Mona continue. Not even qualify for this World Cup. But anyway, my name is Callisto.
I swear to God, I give South Africa 2 more weeks in this World Cup. June 25th, go back to your country. Go back to your country. June 25th. I swear to God, if South Africa don't leave this World Cup in the next 2 weeks, see, so help me God. South Africa don't leave this World Cup in the next 2 weeks, so help me God. June 25th, South Africa must go back and fix your country. June 25th, South Africa must go back and protect your job. June 25th, South Africa must go back and fix everything in your country. June 25th. If we see you in this World Cup after June 26th, so help me God. So help me.
Nigeria is a country you should never disrespect. South Africa, the whole Africa is against you for disrespecting Nigeria. Nigeria is the giant of Africa. It must be respected. Now we are all rooting for Mexico. South Africa, you must go home. You must go home. Go home.
Father God, we just want to thank you for making South Africa lose their game. God, we also want to particularly thank you for the 2 red cards that you gave those monkeys. Father, we want to
Wow.
thank you.
Oh, this is too
It
much,
was
man.
you.
I think Africans they are just playing dirty now. It is just out of control. These guys are just out of control, man. So see, Ewa, what do you make of this thing? Let me just bring you so that the entire thing is just a bit of a joke right now.
The thing is funny. It's so funny. Yesterday I was laughing so hard. Well, people are saying they don't want to take South Africa's job now.
It's unbelievable. Like one of them was saying, why are you? The South Africa was saying, why are you taking our job of mocking this thing, even bad mouthing South Africa? So even bad mouthing South Africa, we're still taking a job from them.
Yeah. But
crazy.
2 important lessons I want us to pick from this brouhaha going on in South Africa. The first one is, you see, it's what we're talking about division. We're talking about unity and division, right? You see, when it comes to division, you know my stand. I've always said, even if you split a country into thousands of places, people that will come with division will come. It doesn't really matter. It's just unfortunate the one that is very prominent when it comes to religion, when it comes to tribe. But even with the tribe, you see, and we keep telling ourselves a lot of lies. I see situation, even inside the mosque, you will see some level of division. How people, oh, I'm from this country, oh, these people. You will see this kind of activity. Everywhere you go, if you pay attention, but people don't tell themselves the truth. Like, I'm looking at South Africa, okay, what are we going to say we are fighting for now? The same color, black, same continent, just different country. You are not even different. If I see a South African man anywhere in the world, oh, my brother, now you want to kill people just because some crazy element among them committed some crime. You want to flush out everybody. You are after people businesses. You are after people life. You see, it just shows human being how we think. But one other thing that is we need to tell ourselves as Nigerians, forefather, Nigerians are doing too much. Quite a number of us. The drug crisis in Nigeria, you cannot discuss this issue without referring to that. They are the people committing majorly the higher percentage of the drug cases.
But where are they getting these drugs now? We don't grow drugs in Nigeria.
See, hold on. Even in Nigeria, it's going on now. In the name of quick money, they want to build big mansion in the villages. They want to do our past my neighbor.
Hold on.
Let me
Did you just say that we grow drugs?
Just hold on. We don't grow drugs.
That that's what you said.
We don't grow drugs, but here is the fact. The drug crisis in South Africa is caused by Nigerians. They know themselves. Nigeria, they are doing too much.
So are you saying that if the Nigerians leave South Africa, then the drug problem will go away?
Oh, yeah. Nigeria are the major drug. If you ask anybody, if you have a friend in South Africa that is Nigeria, ask them. They will tell you. They will tell you what is going on in South Africa. But unfortunately, it's not every Nigeria that is into drugs, right? There are Nigeria that are doing legit businesses, students, hustling, doing legit work. That number is also high. But it's few Nigeria that go to outside country and damage Nigeria norm. Are you not asking yourself, why is everybody after Nigeria? We never ready to have this discussion. Why is every country we are having issue? The moment we go outside, we got.
I think I just gave you the answer already. I think part of the problem is that we have numbers. Because if, let's say, a proportion of Ghanaian, like Ghana makes up our 1/6 of the Nigerian population. If one Ghanaian commits a crime and 6 Nigerians commit a crime, people will say Nigerians are committing the crime.
Yes.
And you can see why they respond. But if by proportion, even if by proportion, Nigeria, these Ghanaians are committing similar crime. You see what I mean?
See, forefather, I get you, I hear you, I understand that. But the truth is, the drug crisis in Nigeria is mostly caused by Nigeria. In South Africa, it's mostly caused by Nigeria. Even within Nigeria now, I don't know, you need to speak to people in Nigeria what is going on now with the high cases of kidney disease among the youth. This is caused by drugs, even within Nigeria. Fake drugs we take, fake drinks. This is the problem. Just because some few people want to turn billionaire overnight, they want to buy Mercedes, they want to buy Lamborghini, they just want to show off. This is what is causing the problem. I'm not giving you excuse for South Africa doing the foolishness. There is no reason why, even their government, I feel they are not speaking enough. But there is election this year. Probably that's why everybody is just play safe. Apart from Julius Malema, they are not speaking enough.
Yeah, but hold on, though. Hold on. Just hold on for a second. I just did some search right now online. I said, okay, let me read the question so you know. I said, in South Africa, which nationals control the drug trade? Is that a fair question to ask?
It could be fair. They say it's not Nigeria.
It says South Africa's illicit drug trade is controlled by a complex web of transnational syndicates operating in collaboration with local networks rather than a single group. The key foreign nationals operating in the country includes Mexicans, Brazilians and Colombians, Eastern Europeans, Serbians, Montenegrins, and West Africans, South Asians. So let me go to the West African one, since they mentioned West Africa. Nationals from countries like Nigeria are heavily involved in distribution and smuggling of heroin, as well as the transportation of chemical precursors from Asia into South Africa. So, and then let's see the Mexican one associated with cartels such as Simona Listing. Operatives are highly active in manufacturing synthetic drugs. Authorities have dismantled multiple industrial scale crystal meth laboratories linked to Mexicans, Brazilians, and Colombians operating through maritime ports and airports. South American networks use South Africa as a primary transshipment hub for large-scale cocaine shipment heading to Europe and Australia. East Europeans, these syndicates are deeply entrenched in the international cocaine synthetic drug trade. So most of all this stuff, Nigerians smoke, but these people actually, Nigerians barely make it. We transport the precursors.
No, don't forget. Drug issue in any country, it is a very strong criminal network. So, so it's just like what you're asking me now. Do we grow drugs? No, they get this from Brazil, from Colombia. It's a network now. It's a network. That's what is going on with the drug cases. So that is how Nigeria gets involved. It's not that they take drugs from Nigeria and take to South Africa, but they are big in it. Trust me, they are big in it in South Africa.
Yeah, I'm trying. I asked you to list them by how much they contribute to South African drug usage. So the direct domestic drug consumption in South Africa is heavily dominated by West African. You see, this is where you're coming from. West African and South Asian networks, as they supply the high volume, low cost drug primarily consumed locally, heroin and synthetic precursors. Conversely, South American and East European cartel primarily view South Africa as a global transshipment transit hub, though they are increasingly leaking highly addictive substances into the local economy. The primary foreign networks driving domestic drug usage are ranked below. So now you want to rank them below, which is fair. Yeah, it says West Africans, primarily Nigerian syndicates, drug-controlled heroin and low-grade cocaine. Impact on domestic usage, highest, over 400,000 South Africans are heroin and take heroin daily. 400,000.
Yeah, numbers don't lie.
Illicit That is diabolical, though.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
diabolical
So
is.
can
It's
you see
another.
what I'm telling you? You know
No, no.
I'm not gonna
I
come
think
with number that are not correct.
if you're correct, I will. I'm not going to hide it. I will do a good job and hide it. I think you got that one right. Because see, but you see now what you reveal, what you have made clear here on this point. Because sometimes when somebody looks at the top figures, you just say, okay, other people are involved in it. But Nigerians are involved in it, and he says if Nigerians are heroin and low
No
grade
great
cocaine,
cocaine. Mm.
and these things Nigerians don't manufacture it. It's crazy where
No,
we get it from.
no. They
Okay,
move
so
it. They bring it from South America.
so maybe those people that are transporting them, the Nigerians take it from them and give it to the
Even
locals.
within Nigeria, they have network. They have people in South Africa, Nigerians that are into the business together. It is a network. They move this drug across borders.
No, I'm trying to focus on South Africa so that we
Okay.
know how it is happening in South Africa. So
Mm.
are they bringing it from Nigeria and taking it to South Africa, or
Not
they are
from
supplying them
Nigeria.
in South Africa? You see, they are supplying them there
They
in
are
South Africa.
supplying them in South Africa.
That's interesting.
You
So
know,
if that
they
is the
do
case,
local distributions too. So they get this drug from, they have other Nigeria, they have the network like in South America, right? So they move those drugs from there. You know, these drugs, heroin, okay, they are got it from different country. There are countries that where they are cheap, they sought after the drug, they move them from those zones to the final destination where they are going to distribute them. So it is a big cartel network, but
yeah.
they are
Let,
very involved. So
let me read this again, because when I read it, it made me angry to next sense. So let me read it again, whether it's going to make me that angry. So West Africans, primarily Nigerian syndicates, drug control, heroin, and low-grade cocaine impact on domestic usage highest. Over, they said Nigeria is making the highest impact. And given that we don't have a lot of population there, that is diabolical.
Yeah.
Over 400,000 South Africans use heroin daily, making it the largest illicit substance market by consumer volume and daily use. West African syndicates tightly control the inner city distribution network, cutting heroin with local bulking agents to produce highly addictive street drugs like Wunga. And this creates severe, widespread social crisis across lower income communities. We have to be careful though, because this is because the way this one is reading is
no,
reading
that
like
thing
I
is
really
part
want to
of
finish the West Africans. So, but that said, this is true, and if these numbers hold up the way it is, like if I take this as face value, what those Nigerians are doing there is diabolical. And the Nigerian, they are not doing this to Nigerians like this. I don't think the
share
Nigerian
the private
400,000 Nigerians
sector,
are.
share something. So
Yeah.
the it's a problem. Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you, but except you have somebody that live in South Africa, they will tell you the extent these guys can go. So you see, I when I really realized the devastating effect of drugs was when I used to live in downtown in Calgary in Canada. Like each time coming home, you see crackhead, especially in the summer, how people life have been destroyed. I used to get pissed. Like, what is this? That's when I really realized the diversity effect of drugs. So at that point, I now realize why in the Middle East, in some of the country in Asia, if they catch you with drugs, no mercy, they are gonna slaughter you. And I really, really support. See, some things here you need to put harsh conditions. Somebody that is distributing drugs, he's doing more damage than even a criminal. But a criminal will kill like 10 people during the life of his robbery. Somebody that is distributing drugs is killing generation.
Thousands.
But the
And
place is not good.
let me come in on this one, because the Netherlands, I think Spain, and a few European countries have legalized these drugs. So if the damage of the drugs is not as heavy on them, and
Did you say
Then it,
legalize the drug?
Netherlands
No,
and Spain. I think
it's only weed now, right?
no, I think they legalized. Let me confirm. I think they
I
legalized. No,
know
I think they legalized
Canada,
it.
they legalize weed.
No, they legalize
Oh,
drug taking. That they or they made it so that if you want to take it, they will go and inject you. You come to a clinic and inject you the drugs.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
so they are able to manage it to an extent. But
Mm.
the area I'm a little bit I want to introduce to this based on what I read just now is that the Nigerians actually they don't even do the normal drugs anymore. They mix it with something. They mix it with something and create a new kind of drugs that is also diabolical.
Yeah.
And you see what there are certain things, you see that lady on BBC News, that Dudula lady that I saw, I think last year or so, she was on BBC News and she was in floods of tears because her son lost his life because he was looking for money to get drugs and he died in the process. I think he was electrocuted. And she was in pain. She says, I hate foreigners. She was talking about how she hates foreigners. And when I read this, I understand.
Yeah. It's bad, bro. It's bad. I'm telling you. I've seen the
if this is true, because you see, I'm finding it hard to believe that Nigerians single-handedly, because their numbers based on their presence in Africa is not as much.
See, I'm in Nigeria. That is fact. I'm telling you, that is fact. See.
But why is it that we don't have the problem in Nigeria, but they have it in South Africa?
Who said it? Coach, just hold on. That's where I want to go. You see, the one that is going on in Nigeria is still underground. There is a lot of drug issues in Nigeria currently. It's more, especially in the north. You can have this discussion with Masca. Especially in the north, drug is so common. In Lagos now, drug is like norm everywhere in big city all over the world. It is Nigeria
but
that
it's not like hold on. But it's not like in the West where you see whole streets and whole areas.
There is something you are getting. No, drugs is common in Nigeria. Well, let me explain to you what's going on. So, don't forget, majority of the people are poor. Drugs is an expensive endeavor. So, then, if you go to the top private schools in Nigeria, which I don't want to mention for privacy, the drugs in those schools is so high, even as at 50 years ago, 10 years ago. It's so high that because the private school in Nigeria, now it's even getting better. The top private schools in Nigeria, don't forget, these schools, at least you have more than average, at least an average Nigeria family going there. Wealthy and average Nigeria family. Drugs was a big problem, very big problem. You can fact check me. You know,
but you see, but the thing is, in the UK, I know of people that are addicted to drugs, but in Nigeria, given that if it's everywhere, I don't know anyone.
There is. I'm telling you.
I know there exists. What I'm saying is that the rate of the people that are doing this, they are not as high as
when it comes to the rate. It is a bigger problem in the north than in the south in terms of in terms of usage. It is a bigger. You can just ask questions. You have people in the north ask questions. So it's a bigger in Kano. It's a big menace. Even women are involved.
What drug are we talking about?
Any form of drugs, man. Any form of
but
drugs.
Weed is not. Weed is a little bit different.
You are talking of weed.
Cough syrup is not the same thing as cocaine or heroin.
No. Apart from weed, what is the other one? Is it phenethanol? There is one that was common. It's also very common in Nigeria. The opium.
Tylenol?
No, not Tylenol. Even those syrup, they are drugs now. There is where they miss it. It become a real intoxicant. They are heavy drugs, man. Trust me. People get into all kind of stuff, missing stuff. There is problem. There is problem, to be honest. Even in Nigeria, it's just that in the south, I think in the south, people are taking it, but it's still a bit silent. But it's a bigger problem in the north currently as of today.
So, but who do you think supplies it in the north? Are you telling me that
honestly,
jihadists are also into trading of drugs?
Even these terrorists or these bandits, they are involved in
I
drugs
know they
too.
take it, but who
Yeah.
supplies these people?
They define who they supply drugs. Now, what for you? Leave matter.
No, because I'm a bit curious now, because some of all these things, like you said, they have
Codeine.
networks.
Obi just said one codeine.
Yeah,
So
codeine.
what you need to do, I'm just giving you preliminary information. I don't want to go into detail of what is going on. So do your research. Do your research. You will have this discussion with me again. Just talk to people in Nigeria. Do your research across board. Go do your research different zone. They will tell you what is going on. It's just that we haven't
You
gotten
know,
to that
what am I
point.
saying? I know somebody that is taking it. I know somebody that is going.
Yeah. Even a friend of mine, right?
I'm
A
assuming
friend
that he
of
was
mine,
smoking, but I don't think he's smoking. But
bro.
we are all assuming that he's weak, but it may
Bro,
not
I
be
don't
weak.
want to mention him. A friend of mine, the parent did not know his younger brother. He was in one school somewhere in Abuja. They didn't know this guy was involved in drugs. Until he got really bad. They have to take him to a rehab. For months, he was there, try to, rehabilitate this guy. But bro, it's a problem. Oh. I just hope in no time you might see it might just break out like it's gonna be a very big menace. But
You
for now,
know, yeah,
it's
you
still
know, when I
manageable.
was having the conversation a couple of years ago, when I found out that, like Guinea-Bissau and many West African countries, including
Those are
Guinea
routes now.
Conakry, so yes, that they are using
Yeah,
it as
those
a
are
route
major
to
routes now.
transport it to this thing.
Yeah.
And the same thing with South Africa. And I think it's a mistake for us to assume that they're just routes, at least for now.
Even Burkina Faso used to be a big
Yes.
route. I don't know of now.
The reason why it's a route is because we don't have the financial capital to spend the money on it. And the more West Africa, it's almost as if sorry, let me try to explain what I'm picturing here. And I see that as a threat, actually. It's almost like, you know how we say, when we want to take care of fix the country, someone like you would say state police, regional system, I would say recruit, secure the country and all those things. And prosperity will come. If you want to get prosperity in Nigeria, one of the areas you have to deal with is that problem. Because when things start getting better in Nigeria, people will start having more money.
Yeah.
Guess what? Those drug people now will now have a market that are willing to pay for it, and we become the targets of the drug trade. And that is a big problem that we have to worry about. As if you want to really, have our people prosper.
They don't care. They don't think like this. The leaders don't think like this. They are not proactive. So they just do their stuff. Yeah.
I don't know how people can, in good conscience, because you want money.
Yeah.
You don't have any other way of making money other than drugs. And in a way, life is weird because you can't always blame them to an extent.
I said rate of kidney problem among the youth is very alarming in Nigeria. This is as a result of fake drinks, fake drugs. People deliberately, for example, expensive drink, they will go missy and just join it together and just miss a gift to people to drink because they're making money from it. They want to buy big cars. So people, it's lack of cautious. When it comes to issue of drugs, I remember what was it called? The current is it chairman of NDLEA, Marwa. Marwa has been doing a very great job, to be honest, in the past 5 years plus. He's very good at what he does. So the super call now, Abakari. His case was cocaine. They caught him with supplying all those. That was how he was pick up now. Yeah, if you know of his case, right? So that is the guy was bringing drugs from abroad. They go there with his men to protect him from the airport. They protect him because the people involved in this thing, they are the big guys, not the common man you see on the street that don't have penny. So this is what go on with this. It's a very sophisticated network. So you will be shocked. Even some top people in the police are involved.
China and Russia has a drug problem too?
China and Russia? Yeah. Any major country have drug problem. The West, there is no country in the West that don't have drug. There is no country with money
Including
that don't
China.
have drug problem. You see, including China. Yeah. The only area, even when you check the Middle East, even in Saudi Arabia, why do you think they have death penalty on drugs? It's a problem too. So that is
Right.
why they don't play around with it. The Gulf countries, you will be eliminated.
Do they have a drug problem in Saudi Arabia too?
So I would say, see, there are people taking drugs in Saudi Arabia, but one thing that is, that is limiting it is because of the death penalty. So people are be careful. In Malaysia, a lot of our guys, they've eliminated them in Malaysia now. A lot of our Nigerian people that used to go to Malaysia, they have eliminated a number of Nigeria. In Malaysia,
I think to an extent, I'm not even sure I should feel sorry for anybody that is
I will
caught
not feel sorry for
with
my brother
drugs.
if he's
Yeah,
caught with
I'm not
drugs.
going to feel, because you are going there to destroy lives.
Yeah, you go there to destroy that. I will not feel sorry for my brother if he get involved. I'm telling you the honest truth. Because
Inhumane. See, hold on though. If you want to give them special inhumane treatment, I'm not for that. If you catch them, if it's death penalty, finish them.
Yeah,
Because they're going
finish
to
him.
destroy life.
It's just like you are talking of kidnapping, for example. You are kidnapping people, put people life at risk. The one you can kill, you kill. They are when the person is caught, you say have mercy on who. So it's just like the other issue, when it comes to capital punishment, how the money meant for a community, the money meant to make people life better. You will embezzle the money, billions of naira, for example, and they allow you to go free. Do you know if you are asked, give you a contract to construct 200 kilometers of road, that road is not done, the road is bad, people are having accidents, die every day. Do you know the life you are killing? If you are to fix hospital and the hospital is not built, people are dying because of your foolishness. And see, this kind of people, they just eliminate them. They deserve to die. That's why in China they don't play with those stuff. You saw them
I hear what you're
dance around
saying.
everything.
Let's track our way back to the South African issue where the Nigerians are supplying them. So, in other words, their reaction is not totally unreasonable. And I saw a video today when some people were saying that these things are somewhat engineered in the sense that, like they said, after South Africa got independence, that's Mandela was released, that there was this section of the country, I've not forgotten this, I think it's associated with the Zulus. I don't know what it is, because South Africa is such a strange country the way it's been divided.
It is.
So that they use that section to try to cause problem within the South African community.
Normal now.
And I didn't even know that there's a particular part that they use like that. And then I saw a video online where a white person was saying how they send them, because he used to work for intelligence services. They send them into South African communities, black communities, to go and cause divisions among them. So that said, the reason why I'm saying this is because when you say Nigerians are selling drugs to South Africans, could this be a kind of way of turning South Africans against Nigerians? Because somehow the Nigerians were allowed to dominate it in South Africa. I'm not sure they dominated in many African countries that way, like, not in Kenya or Uganda as we know it, but somehow they dominated in South Africa. And because why was it allowed to happen?
See. We don't need to. So the intelligent community, the way they operate, right? It's just like when you call like ISIS, for example. So they look for loopholes. When they want to destabilize your country, they look for. So Dr. Ogbo Wednesday, he was here 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. He said there is some activities going on in South Africa to destabilize them because of their support for Gaza. So I will not rule that out. But when these people come in, they look for loopholes. They look for what is dividing the country. Just like when somebody come into Nigeria now, he will study the whole country. Okay, I want to put fire on this country. How can I do that? Okay, there is a crack wall right here. They just pass through there. They just call the dissident and say, you know what? Oh, take this, man. We got to give you all the money you need, all the resources. Oh, yeah. So this is what they do. So I think they now use some people, South Africans. I said, okay, you know what? You got to go after the other Africans. Invariably, you are actually attacking the government because the government are going to bear the brunt. If Nigeria come tomorrow and said, MTN, you leave our country, a South Africa country, we don't want to see you in Nigeria. Ghana will come up. We don't want to. So who is going to lose? Is the South African government and the South Africans. So don't forget, the ordinary man on the street is not looking at it that way. It's just like the uprising in the Arab world. So it was actually engineered. So, but that vacuum is there. They come, they fill it up, they blow it up. So that's basically how they operate. So, but Nigeria have been doing this for long. South Africans are aware. Some Nigerians. You know, South Africa is not only the country Nigeria are doing that. Nigeria used to be a problem to Malaysia. I'm telling you this. In Thailand, they used to be a problem. I don't know of now. In terms of drugs.
But this is hold on. Okay, I hear what you're saying, but this is crazy though.
You don't know your people.
No, this is I know that we got involved in drugs, but I worry that we are making it look like it's almost as if Nigerians are the footmen for drug dealers around the world because we don't grow it ourselves.
Unfortunately, you have to do more research on this, man.
No, are you saying that we grow heroin in Nigeria now?
We don't grow drugs. No, do you need to grow drugs to be a drug dealer?
No, but that's my point now. I'm saying we are like footmen for these drug dealers because how is it that we manifest it all over the world?
I will explain it to you. The Nigerians evolve in drugs is the love for money. So they're looking for quick money. So when they see that avenue, if you see what Nigeria did in Asia, they were using innocent women to carry drugs in Asia country, in Malaysia, in Thailand. Some of these women are in prison today. Some of them were bad. This is, I'm telling you, reality. It's bad. It's bad. We need to do better as people. We need to do better. A lot of Nigeria have damaged Nigerian name, but we are not speaking about these issues enough. I feel sorry for the next generation.
I will need to look into it a bit more closely because
open up.
Let me finish what I'm saying because I worry that maybe we are over. Like we have drug, yeah, of course we have people that do drugs, but like in the UK now, Nigerians are not known for drugs. In America, we are not known for dominating the drug market.
No.
As a matter of fact, in Europe, we don't.
America is Mexico. In America, it's Mexico. Yeah. That is well known.
Sometimes even Colombians. It depends on it's Mexican. You're right.
Yeah. I love that line.
In Europe, we don't register in Europe as drug kingpin. So when most of the world and different parts of the world participate in it, I'm surprised. Like sometimes, like the way you're coming across to make you're making it sound a little bit like Nigerians are like some kind of major.
Like anti-Nigeria.
No, not like anti-Nigeria. The point you're making was that to be fair, I made that point earlier on that many Nigerians have internalized some of the things we have been accused of. But that said, the one for South Africa is clear. It's really, really clear. That one is diabolical. I don't know how that could have happened. If they were not looking for a way to malign that, to create division between these two countries. Because the truth is that if South Africans came to Nigeria and did that to 400,000 Nigerians, they will have a problem in South Africa.
Yeah.
So that is clear that is going to cause problem between the two countries. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is, why did the leaders allow it to happen?
Yeah, that's that's a question mark right there, right? The only person that has been speaking a lot against what is going on in South Africa is Julius Malema. You know, Julius Malema's position is very clear. Don't forget his opposition. The government, the ANC government, probably because election is coming. You know, in the last election, they could not even get majority. They are not being careful. They are trying to play safe. Because I don't know the percentage of South Africans I would say they are really against other African countries right now. But it seems the number is high from what I see online. It seems the number is going up. This movement is a big movement.
No, no, no. It's pervasive. It's
Yeah,
pervasive in most of Africa.
unfortunately, they are targeting the black people. I've never seen situation where they target the Pakistan, the Indians, other nationalities.
Well,
They are
I've
targeting
seen
the
it.
black people. Even
I've
the
seen
other
the way they
thing
target
is not
Europeans.
even the other thing is not only they are not targeting only Nigerians, other African countries. So most of these African countries, they don't get involved in crime as you think, evil drug, they don't get involved in crime. So why are you now after every black person in South Africa? To the extent you are buying some of them, even the so-called Nigeria, there are Nigeria doing legit business, hustling, have businesses in school. They are doing legit stuff. Okay, my position is you have security, you have police, why don't you go after the drug dealers? Why don't you go after people that commit crime? If you arrest Nigeria for crime, no Nigeria government is going to ask you question. Why did you arrest this person
Exactly.
for drug dealing? Why did you arrest this person? So deal with the crime and allow people that are doing legit business to do their legit businesses.
And this goes to the core. There are two cores part of the issue. Leave legitimate businesses alone and leave innocent people alone. Go after the criminals.
Yeah, go after the criminal. Even Nigeria said we will be happy. If you go after the criminal, we will support you.
Exactly. I
Go after the
will support.
criminal.
And this is why I said, why did the government allow it to happen? Because they are supposed to be cooperating and making sure this doesn't happen. The second part that makes it worse is that the state government seems to be complicit in this.
Yeah, they are
because they're not acting. And
they are not acting. The only way I think Tinubu is just to, I don't know how to call it. If I were in position, I will lash out at South Africa. You have to. In fact, I will form alliance to make sure we sanction South Africa in all ways. There are companies, you got nationality.
Yeah, but hold on. I think some of the things you've said today and some of my findings here had led me to kind of, I think I'm moving my position a little bit. You caused it, so you have yourself to blame. You have yourself to blame. You went and showed me the truth. You showed me the truth. And so, but see, the problem is that if this type of events are occurring, if I was Tinubu, my first instinct is not to sanction South Africa.
Okay.
My first instinct would be, hey, this is what our boys are doing there. Let's put hands together and squash this.
Right. Okay.
Once and for all. So that there will be no animosity between us. Because that lady that we saw on that video, seeing how she hates foreigner, the pain she felt was real. She wasn't making it up.
Yeah. It's just like when you see family that suffer from this banditry going on in Nigeria, terrorism. When the way they speak from the point of pain, because you've experienced, your family member has experienced like kidnapping. Now it was a victim of kidnapping. Now it's so difficult. If you've never been in their position, you might speak softly, but if you be in their position, this is life or death. They will speak differently. Their experience is completely different. So it's just like that. If you have a family, a child that has been affected by drugs activities, bro, you cannot forgive a drug dealer.
You know what? African leaders.
Do you know what it takes for somebody to be alive? You are not alive. You are not dead. You are just dead. You are useless. It's a struggle, bro. I mean, you see crackhead in UK now. Come to America, see crackhead on the street. Like
bad ones. American ones, they take it to another level.
Yes, now.
That one where they hang around, where they hang like this, where they just hang like this in suspension in mid-air.
You know the people here, the other orange people here, You know, it was a deliberate activities in America now where they push drug into black communities.
Oh
That
yeah,
was how
it
they
was
destroyed a lot
deliberate,
of the community. It
and
was
that's how
deliberate.
it feels. That's how it
Yeah.
feels. Nigerians are inflicting on South African. They are using Nigerians to
Exactly.
destroy South African communities, and
Exactly.
that is something that's why I said it. My first instinct is not to go after South Africans. My first instinct is we have to destroy these people that are doing this. Either stop them or destroy them, because you can't have a people that are just destroying lives on the continent like that. Because you work with South Africans, pull them out, and but the problem is even Nigerian government cannot even secure Nigerians against bandits. They deliberately hands down to do that. Why would they not hands down to allow this nonsense to happen? If anything, they are the ones making sure it happens. Really, they technically you can argue that they ensured this happened because they allowed it to happen.
Yeah.
Because if you know about it, then how can they not know? Are you not the one that shared the information with me just now? You know about it. They know. And they didn't do anything about it. And now you want to go and start sanctioning South Africa when the people start crying.
If they are doing the right thing, of course, Nigeria have intelligence now. You think they don't know what's going on? They just want to do what they want to do. Nigeria intelligence know what is going on in South Africa.
You know what? Now, when I see someone like Jacinta, and okay, she's a stooge, I don't care about the people themselves, like that lady that was in pain. As it stands right now, my position on her has changed.
Yeah.
My position on her has changed.
They have that. Yeah. You know,
because
no matter
it's not dumb, it's real.
No matter the
it's a real
sentiment,
problem.
you need to look the other side. You need to listen to what they are saying. Yeah, I'm not supporting what they are doing against the black people, but no matter how upset I am, you have to look the other way. Okay, what is their grievances? Are they genuine? Are they legitimate? You have to look at them and actually ask yourself
African leaders, how could they allow this to happen?
Yeah.
You see, hold on. Man, this is genius, man. If somebody was planning this, and think about it, if somebody wanted to really teach Africans a lesson for what they did against apartheid regime, this is a good way to teach them. Because they say Nigeria helps South Africa so much.
Yeah.
They use Nigerians to destroy their communities.
Yeah.
You can't make it up.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And our leaders, I don't know, man.
If you even listen to South Africa now, I saw a couple of videos. They are even telling you, no, if you know you help us during apartheid, go and meet what's it called? What's the hero? Go and meet Nelson Mandela. That is not my business. I saw one lady these people. He said, go and meet Nelson Mandela. That's not my business. I don't know about that. I'm like, what? Yeah, Nigeria tried for South Africa. In fact, the whole of Africa continent tried for South Africa during apartheid. That is not in dispute. But again, it's not also sufficient because of that. You want to do what you like in the country. You are not a citizen of the country. You know, even in South Africa, Nigeria use their women. So Nigeria also involved in bribing the police in South Africa. They are involved in all kind of funny stuff that happen in Nigeria. They take those stuff to South Africa. So even they use their women against the police, they use their women against the system. Now it's they are really like after Nigeria.
I think you know what? I just feel like something is not right about this entire thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing seems right because you look at now. South Africa went to the International Court of Justice against Israel. Today, look at what is happening to them. It's almost as if these entities that do these things, they know what they are doing. They are punishing you in a way that
let me look for this video.
It's genius.
Her name is Jacinta. Like, she broke the whole thing down. The crime they are committing in South Africa, who is committing what? She was so on point. That is what's going on. Let me see if I can see the video and share it with you. Come here. Just 1 minute. Yeah, let me see if I can see that video.
I can't believe I'm finding myself
I'm not sure
sympathetic to those people.
if you can watch this video. Check
Let me
if you can.
see. I'm finding
I
myself
think
being
it's the same.
sympathetic to those people that are going through those things because
Yeah.
their lives are being blighted. It's almost like the kind of thing that they did to African Americans. Nigerians are becoming instruments to do those things to fellow Africans. What kind of situation is this?
Yeah.
Why do our people? Why do we do this to each other? And to be fair, Black Americans did it to themselves too. So this, you see, this whenever I keep telling people that everything you do, you have to be strong. You have to have your strong security. Nothing, because the reason why this is possible is because our communities are so vulnerable to being
Yeah,
influenced.
vulnerable. Yeah.
We are too vulnerable. Anybody can just come. They play us like a fiddle.
Can you just look at how Nigeria is divided today? How everybody is just the country is just in disunity. Just imagine somebody that want to play game in Nigeria. They will have it.
I feel bad. I feel bad for South Africans to an extent that Nigerians have been used as an instrument.
They also pass through a lot. Despite their issues, they have their own issues. Sincerely, you can't rule out their pain.
No, they have their the issues we talk about. See, hold on. You see, when we call them lazy, when we call them all kinds of things, the issues we talk about, Nigerians are introducing it there. Because when you have people addicted to drugs, 400,000 of them, do you know it wears a lot of people down? 400. Let me finish the point. This is very important. 400,000 heroin addicts in the country taking it every day. That pulls the family down. That is just heroin. Not to mention all the other drugs that are involved. It pulls the family down. It pulls a lot of people down. And Nigerians, man, I'm getting to a point whereby it's almost as if I owe South Africans an apology.
See, let me explain this to you, right? So you see, I was analyzing the issue, how a lot of South Africa behave, the Black South African, and how Africa America, a lot of them behave. They have some kind of similar characteristic in some ways, to a large percentage. So South Africa passed through the apartheid. What Africa America passed through, you could describe it as even worse than the apartheid. Say before now, right? So now at least it's better. So that trauma, I think, is still there too. It's just like when I've seen situations where Africa, Nigeria specifically, they will come to America. Oh, these Black people are very lazy. They are this, they are that, they are that. I'm like, bro, do you know the history of these people? You need to get close to them and have discussion. They pass it through a lot. Yeah, it's not completely an excuse.
Are too crass. Why are Southern Nigerians too crass?
No, it's lack of emotional intelligence. That is what we also do in Nigeria. Why
are we so crass?
That is why I usually stand against those stuff. When you come, it's so easy for you to call the whole tribe out. It's so easy for you to you just disrespect somebody, people, just because it's just different from you. Even when you see there are people, for example, I'll give you an example. You cannot say because you are educated that your childhood friend is a mechanic in the workshop in Nigeria, you will not respect it. Some of them wanted to go to school, they didn't have that opportunity. So when you listen to people, you speak to them, you understand their struggle. I usually have educated a lot of Nigeria on this in America. I'm like, bro, you don't know these people's history. It's more than what you think. When you sit down, that issue of drugs we're talking about now, both drugs are gone. We're funneled through the Black communities. From there, what happened? They are killing themselves. They are going to prison, mostly the men, gangsterism. So, it's not direct. So you will not even know what is happening. The community is getting destroyed. It's like a norm. A child that let me finish this. When a child grow up in an environment, there is what you call register in English, right? You don't go to mechanic workshop and be looking for syringe. The language of syringe is only spoken in the hospital, right? So when a child grow up, all he sees is people taking drugs. It's like normative for him. He doesn't know it's wrong. They don't forget, most of them live in the hood. Even till today in America, do you know if you go to black community, their schools, they are the lowest of the low. So when you go to white community, Asia are able to organize themselves. For example, out of 10 points in white community, you see schools 8 point, 9 point, 10 point. When you go to black community, you will see 2, 3. And you want those students to compete with the other students, facility and moribund. Bro, if you if people don't understand it, the systematic racism is so bad that you like if white occupy an area today, the moment they see percentage of black getting to 20-30%, they are selling their property, they are moving out from that area.
You know why? I'm beginning to get to a point where I don't even believe in racism anymore. Because this entire thing, like I said, all this stuff depends on how your community is structured. Yeah. I used to, when I was growing up, I saw how Chinese were treated in the West. They were calling them, you will see the Chinese say they are being racist toward the chinkos and all that nonsense that they call them. Yeah. But I witnessed the way they treat them change as China became more and more powerful.
Of course.
Because they know there will be consequences when you treat them badly.
Yeah.
That is, so in other words, in reality, what we call racism is weakness of a community that cannot stand for itself. And taking advantage of that weakness is what racism is basically, because it's one thing because racism just seems to imply that, hey, you are bad, I'm good, but because I'm weak, because you are using your strength against me, you are bad, just because I'm weak. But I don't subscribe to that. You have to sooner or later, we as a people have to sooner or later take responsibility, because what you just I knew that Nigerians did drugs in South Africa, and I knew that they don't manufacture drugs, which is also
that's what you kept asking. Yeah,
I knew they don't manufacture it, so people supply them the drugs. And but when I rephrase the question to say, how about the usage in South Africa? Who are the ones truly supplying them? And they isolate Nigerians on that list. That is devastating stuff.
Yeah.
But that said, I need to ask the question: how many whether South Africans play a role in these too? Because if it's Nigerians that are doing these things in South Africa, that is equivalent to Nigeria, African Americans selling drugs to themselves. I guess it's similar, but this time it's from foreign entity and from the country that fought for those people to become free. For you to become an instrument to get them addicted to drugs. Drugs, 400,000 people. That is really making me furious right now.
If you watch that video I sent to you, if you are able to watch it, you will see the girl. She analyzed everything. She was on point, man. She was on point.
So I sit here sometimes criticize South Africans. Okay, why are you not pulling yourself up, trying to educate yourself, take over your country? How are you supposed to take over your country when fellow Nigerians are going to poison them with drugs?
Some people know this fact, actually, even some Nigeria. If Nigerians were here now, you see some people will argue. They just like to argue, but that's a fact. You see, it's fact. They know, not that they don't know. A lot of
but why is it that the government don't block it? Why is it that government don't say, okay, fine, Nigerians don't come in again, period? Yeah. Why did they allow this to happen?
Yeah, there are a lot of Nigeria that still do legit businesses, For me, target the people, target the drug dealers. For me, target them, Target them.
What? The most innocent people are the ones protesting and beating people in the city. It turns out, because the other ones have destroyed 400,000 lives, the authorities have allowed it to happen. The ones that are beating people, how many people have they destroyed their lives? They are more innocent than the ones around them. If you really calculate the lives that have been destroyed, they are the more innocent ones. Because when you are vulnerable, you are poor, you are more likely to get influenced, get into drugs, and all those problems occur, especially when the state itself is not really paying attention to making sure they instill a sense of this purpose in the people so that they don't get into drugs. But I think I have to do a bit of a reappraisal of my approach to this South African thing. Yeah, it still doesn't, like I said, it still doesn't excuse the South African government.
Yeah.
And in a way, I can see why now, why the South African people feel resentful against Africans.
Yeah.
Because that's how African Americans feel resentful against Africans. So that when they see Africans come in and start being coonish and betraying them, that they will feel betrayed, even if we work for their ancestors. But physically, now what they are seeing us do to them,
they have a big movement that is anti-black in America now. The FBA, they call it.
Exactly.
It is a big movement, too. I hope it doesn't explode. But I know a lot of people are against it.
It's not going to explode because it's not like South Africa where black.
No, yeah.
If I mean like Nigerians were going to America giving black Americans drugs, oh my God, yeah, it's going to explode.
Yeah, it's going to explode.
But that this South African one paid me. He paid me what I just said just now. He paid me badly. That the number is not a joke. That is a serious number. That number is pulling down 4 to 5 million people. 400,000 people. Do you know how many people that care for one person? That care about the life of one person? It destroys families.
Do you know?
They say they take heroin every day.
Do you know the percentage of Nigeria in different country prison for drug-related offenses? Just do your research. If you want to discuss this topic, do your research. Go to pick different countries.
And these are mostly Southerners doing these things, isn't it? It's mostly Southerners that are doing these things, isn't it?
Yeah. They are Southerners now. 99.9% are Southerners.
Hi.
So the North, first of all, they don't travel, right? Second of all, they don't evolve. You hardly see them evolve in this kind of criminality outside the country. Yeah, it's people from the South.
Wow.
It's very bad though. It is the Southerner that destroy the reputation of Nigeria abroad now. It's not the North are not evolved. The North, they are evolving in other kind of activities, but they are not evolving in damaging Nigeria image outside the country.
I need some time to connect my thoughts on South Africa now. I think I have to reevaluate my position on South Africa.
Yeah.
It's only fair. It's only fair when you get more information.
Yeah. It's fair.
Move your position a little bit. Thank you for coming. Because I'm not going to be in this evening for this thing. I'm going to be very busy on this day.
You have a
for
date?
The first time in a long time. No dating. I just have appointments, things that I need to sort out.
Good.
So yeah, but you educated me. You see, this is why it's good to have conversation. I didn't want to bring anybody in, but you thought you showed me something today that I didn't know, and it's not like it's going to change my position on the government, but it's going to alter. To be fair, it might actually alter my position on how xenophobic South Africans are.
Yeah,
that is crazy. That is crazy. All right. Yeah. Thank you for coming in, and let me play Jacinta while she's going. She's talking about Nigerian Africans laughing at them, so she doesn't care. That's
maybe today the Trump issue, this Iran and America, the agreement. That one another discussion.
That war, that thing is not going to end well. It's not going to end well. All this one.
No, there is an agreement now. There is an agreement.
Yeah, it's not going to end well.
America
it's not going to hold. It won't hold. It won't hold.
Yeah.
The forces at play are too great. So they agree closely. You see, agreement is close, not even close. This thing is not going to hold.
Trump
even if they have an agreement, it won't hold.
They say CNN analyzed. He has made that statement 38 times since the beginning of this war.
Because he has to say it so that the markets don't go crazy.
Bro, it's still bad. This is low.
Yeah,
bro,
bad,
if I tell you how much was wiped out in New York stock money, trillions.
Yeah.
The American inflation is around 4 point something now. Highest is like even higher than COVID period. The economy is struggling. That's why you see Trump is having resistance. He does not want to continue the war. He's being careful. Sincerely, if this war
He's buying time. He's buying
is
time
by
on what he
time,
needs to do.
but here is it. I think Iran are ready for this war. If this war go all out, bro, the world economy will be so smashed, you will not even believe it. Everybody will suffer it.
No, I think they don't care about that. These guys, if they did,
They don't care.
The only thing Trump cares about is what's going to happen in November, because he feels that the Democrats are going to go after him. If that happens, maybe he might decide that, you know what, I'm better off. The more I increase the war, the more they can touch me. Because if he increases the power of the war, then impeachment will not, just like Netanyahu is doing. He too finds himself in the same position. He might even cancel the election. You know, last Saturday or so, when I was trying to analyze these conflicts, sometimes when I start talking, I don't necessarily know where I'm going to land. But because of the reasoning, I start reasoning it down. And when I reasoned it down, I was quite shocked how grisly and how catastrophic this whole thing could end up. Because there doesn't seem to be any easy path for Trump to get out of it. There's no easy path.
It sincerely,
the only thing is going to end this big war.
Sincerely, if you ask Trump would be regretting why he started that war. He's regretting, but you know now, as usual.
I don't think he's regretting. You don't understand. There's Epstein file on one side. There's Epstein file on one side. There is immigration issue on one side. So those things, and Israel is crazy, and Israel has they own him. Israel wants to take Gaza. It's like so many troubles everywhere.
Many troubles.
Anything else. So Iran now is even the best thing to him right now. You might not think so, because they're saying it's going to cost him in the election. Everything else is going to cost him the election. If he releases the F-3 files, it's going to cost him the election. If he allows Israel to destroy Gaza and destroy everything that Israel wants to destroy, it's going to cost him. Everything is trouble. But this one, where he keeps announcing peace deal all the time, is a holding pattern.
Do you know since Trump came in as president, Trump has not achieved one single thing. It's just crisis. One single. American economy is seriously struggling. The inflation is on the rise like wildfire. Things are so expensive. America are not having it. If you go to gas price now, gas price is high. So I think they have to teach him a lesson in the midterm. However, you know, America, they have short memory too. If Trump decides to stop the war this month, they might forget even before November. But however, I think the best thing is to bring in Democrat to checkmate him very seriously. Because Republican, they see play this hacky and packy game like, you know what, it's still our Percy, you know. But you need to bring Democrat to really, really checkmate him. That's the only way Trump will sit up. Otherwise, they just impeach him.
If Democrats take over, they one of the first things to impeach him, because they don't think he should be president. He's a convict for crying out loud.
Last time he was impeached, the only law, don't forget, they impeached him in the Congress.
They didn't control the Senate now. That's why
they didn't control the Senate. So now, if they control Senate and Congress, that's a problem. Except they want to start a civil war. They are going to impeach him. Nothing will happen.
The problem with the Democrats is that most of them are also Zionists themselves.
Pro-Israel. They are hypocrites. They are hypocrites.
It's a bit of a problem
but
that you don't know where they're going to go.
But there is a movement now in America where people are so knowledgeable about the happening in the Middle East.
See, you're mistaken. You see, that is what should worry you is that why would Trump travel to a position where that will lead him to that kind of impeachment and all that craziness keeps happening? Then all his money they invested in him will be wasted. No. He will want to blow the war up. If he sees there's no point anymore, he will blow the war up. And that's my biggest concern, because there are too many problems that they don't want to deal with at home. The only big solution is a bigger war. Maybe he's going to do it bigger but controlled. He's going to try to force troops to go there. He's going to do something. Something's going to happen. Or maybe Israeli soldiers go in there. something will happen.
No,
This is
for
not
sure,
the end.
Israeli soldier cannot go into Iran. They not burn their papa well.
My point is that this war has not ended. This
I think
war
you have
will
a point,
remain.
though. You have a point.
Because they don't
I
have,
think-
I told you, America will go to a big war, or they will have to deal with the hell they have at home. From Epstein file and demographic change that will lead to a civil war, that is too big. They don't want to deal with that because that one is messy. It's their own people they will have to deal with. At least now they have to deal with Iran. They would rather bomb Iran. Except Iran, if Iran goes and explodes nuclear weapon, then all bets are off. Maybe Trump will like, okay, Iran is too hot. Let's go to Nigeria. Then it's Nigeria's turn to use Nigeria as a distraction. And then I can assure you, if that happens, Nigeria will be bombed badly. Because they need a big war. America needs a big, or Cuba, one of them. They will just pick one and start a big one.
Yeah, he's still threatening Cuba now. He's still threatening Cuba.
Because of the Iran war, he has bought how many months off the Epstein file?
Yeah.
Without this Iran war, that Epstein file will be out now.
Will be out completely.
He's the name of the game. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Man, thank you for your education. You gave me a bit of an education today. And it's not very often I leave a session and say, I have to reflect on the way my perception of things. It's not often that happens. And it was just a simple information they gave me, and I doubted it, and I checked it, and I saw a horrific number. And I'm going to verify that number because that's a very big reason to change.
Yeah. Do research.
It's a very, very horrific number.
Do research.
200,000 a day. That's sad. Thank you for coming in, Ewa. I appreciate everything that you shared with you. I hope you all are watching this also learn. You know, we fellow Nigerians, some of this we are doing, some of this we are doing is awful. It's really awful. Thank you for coming.
No problem.
Those countries that have come out to say that they don't support South Africa, they hate us, they want to see us fail, they want Mexico to beat us, they're proudly Mexican, blah, 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 they're writing us off the African continent. How we can encourage you guys to support Mexico and all the other teams that you want to support. I don't know how I can encourage you. We are supporting you to support other teams.